What's up, guys? What's up, guys? Happy Monday night. Welcome to the stream. We are live in Las Vegas, Nevada. So, streaming with a 5-minute delay, and we're going to be getting into some WSP.com events tonight. Actually, probably just this one. I didn't work out today, so I feel like I'm just going to go deep in this one, and then go hit the gym. That's my plan. How are you doing, Michelle?
I'm doing good.
So I am your host, Dutch Boyd, 3-time World Series of Poker bracelet winner. Below me is Michelle J. Cosper, looking beautiful.
Hello, everybody. And I want to give a special shout out to Grateful Mouse. I got your card today. It was wonderful. Good surprise. I loved the little bird.
That's pretty awesome of you, man.
It's pretty awesome and very thoughtful.
Gosh, closing the action with 9-3 suited. Why not? Let's see a flop. Implied odds go pretty long at this stage in the tournament. Bob Hatter, great to see you. Oh my gosh.
Is Bob here?
Bob Hatter saying, shooting by my house, locking the doors.
Oh, no.
I will now use this shooting as an attempt to get Twitch points.
Nice. I mean, bad.
You know, every once in a while we'll hear some shots. We live we live in an okay neighborhood, I guess. Every once in a while,
we've never
there's
seen
shots
any
here in
shot.
Vegas.
I've never heard a shot here in Vegas.
Well, we did hear a little
Flash
standoff
bang.
the other day.
What was it?
Flashbangs.
No, that was a long time ago.
Long time ago. John Blaze, how you doing, man? Thank you very much for the cheers. 5 cheers from John Blaze. Thank you very much, man. Hope things are going well for you. Good luck on your grind tonight. Maverick BP, how you doing, buddy? We got CMAC 85.
Yeah, hopefully we'll be able to find. We need to put that. I think we should put that bookshelf behind you again.
Yeah,
I really miss the bookshelf, guys.
I kind of miss the bookshelf too. I haven't
I
read a
do.
single book since we moved it.
I've read 5 this year so far.
Sick brag, bro.
Who, me or? I'm not your bro. I'm not your bro, pal.
So, 108 entrants so far in this thing.
Oh,
We
you
got
played a
another,
tournament this week, Dutch. You remember? You played a Venetian tournament.
MSPT. The
That's
MSPT
right.
main event was just came through Vegas.
It's held by a lovely
played in
group
it,
of people.
Cashed in it. It was a tough event for me. The field actually is really weak in that MSPT. You know, compared to like a WPT or a WSOP, even a WSOP circuit, I feel like the quality of play is pretty low. There's still going to be some good players at every table, you know, no doubt about it. But man, I just couldn't get a start. I had aces cracked twice. 2
That
times I got
sucks.
aces, both times cracked, both times for really big pots, leaving me, you know, with less than starting stack. Both times. It was very frustrating. So didn't really get too good of a start on day 1. In fact, we came back on day 2, and I was the shortest stack in the field.
The shortest? Wow.
The shortest. There was not a shorter stack. I had 4.5 big blinds, 13,500. But you know what? I was like, okay, I'm fine with it. I know how to play a short stack. I can massage this. It's not like we have less than half a big blind. 4.5 big blinds is enough. You know, I'll get it in the right situation. I'll have the best hand, and I just need them to hold up. So, you know, folded around to the big blind, which was like 2 hands. I folded 2 hands, you know, and the big blind hits me, and I'm like, okay, this is all right. I don't have fold equity anymore. If I hit this big blind and hit the small blind, fold equity is non-existent at this point. I can't expect anybody to fold, but that's all right because I'm going to be able to get it in good, and hopefully I'll get into a spot where maybe I can even get it in with a dominating hand. You know, hands like Queen 10 and Jack 9 start actually going up quite a bit if you know that the big blind is going to call you with any 2. So
Can't find the tournament.
it's the 2K guarantee.
Yeah, I'm looking for it. I can't find it.
So
Oh,
I'm
wait,
in the big
there it
blind.
is. Found
Everyone
it,
folds
found
the
it,
small
found it.
blind who shoves, and I'm like, all right, I don't blame you. What's the minimum that we're calling with here? any pocket pair, any two court cards, any ace, any king. I would say king 7 and above. And I look down, I have pocket 9, so it's an easy snap call. He turns over pocket 2s, and I'm like, okay, here we go. Double through him. Not only did we double through him, we also got the antes, so now we're at like 10 big blinds. It comes around to him in the on the button, and he shoves again. And I look down, and I have another pocket pair, pocket 6s, and I'm like, okay, I make the call. The big blind folds, and he turns over ace 5. I have to dodge a 3-outer, and I do. And a couple of 3-bet spots present themselves where I take it without having to see a flop. Then I double through another guy with king queen when he raises my big blind, and I know we're starting to get pretty close to the bubble at this point. So I'm pretty sure that he's going to just be bluffing the whole way. If I make the call and hit a king or a queen, then I'm just going to let him keep on coming at me. And sure enough, it comes queen 8-8. I check. He bets. I call. The turn comes a 3. I check. He shoves all in, and I snap call. He's got jack 9. He's like, I need a 10. No 10. And just like that, I'm back up to above average, 180,000. And play around for a few more hours, and end up busting out in 35th after 2 coin flips don't go my way. Both times for just enormous pots with dead money in the in the equation. So felt pretty good to get so close and actually walk away with money. I mean, anytime you walk away with cash, it's a good tournament.
Yeah, and you're playing another tournament on Thursday?
Yeah.
Good.
So
It's a lot of good stuff.
The Venetian
going
Deep Stack is
week.
in town. I'm no longer boycotting the Venetian.
Well, it's a lot of people playing it.
The value is just too good.
Yeah.
The structures are good. The smaller events get raked to hell, but the bigger events, the rake is pretty, and the juice is pretty normal. The structures are always really good. It's a well run room. The dealers are pretty pretty decent. The floor are friendly. Chairs are comfortable. I don't really have any big complaints about the room.
People that are running the poking rooms, they're wonderful.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
I really.
I don't think he
I
even
really
cares,
like
honestly. The guy
He
that shall
doesn't.
not be named.
He doesn't.
But whatever.
He didn't get my money for a couple of years, but I feel like it's hurting me more than it's hurting him.
That's right. He can
We're
care
back
less.
to playing those.
We're ants trying to fight. Cool. Curry Lawson just subscribed, Dutch. Welcome to the crew.
Lawson.
Curry, I'm going
Thank
to
you very
send
much
that.
for supporting the stream, man. Really appreciate that. Curry Lawson, welcome to the crew. Yeah, so you get a couple of things, by the way. You get a couple of these fist bump patches. I should probably put one on. They're super lucky. This is why both of my aces got cracked.
You
This weekend tournament,
didn't.
'cause
I can't
wasn't
even
wearing
believe that you didn't wear. One.
I know it. I wasn't wearing a fist bump
Wow,
patch.
I'm very disappointed
I
actually
am
right
too,
now.
Man, I am too.
Wow, Dutch. You're
And
lucky
then,
we're streaming.
You're also going to get a copy of my book, Curry Lawson, Poker Tilt. Thank you so much for supporting the stream. I really appreciate it. It means a hell of a lot. Good to see you, by the way, Bitcoin Poker 76.
Me too.
My buddy Kenny. Gonna have to put slow mode on.
Why? Because Kenny's on. Kenny, where's that sub badge, yo?
Let's go to the Rio and get a beer. Moving is the rake of life. Penske truck broke down. Set up back 3 days.
June's crying.
We got SD Bub, Vice Chick showing up. Good to see you both.
Oh, awesome. I didn't see Vice Chick come in. I need to figure out how to log into your account here, Dutch. Let's see. Oh, I think I am already logged in. Am I? Maybe. Maybe not.
8-8. I checked.
Oh.
There you go.
June's barking at you. She does not approve. Good girl, June.
So,
Oh, I got a
yeah,
text.
let's make the call here.
Do I have to authorize that? I guess it's on my phone. What is it, June? Do you have something to tell me? Daddy should shove or fold.
6 high, June.
Maybe she's saying fold.
Turn was pretty good for 6-2 though, because that double got shot straight. So Jeff Jim, it's good to see you too.
Let's see.
Says he's a mod somewhere.
Oh, guess what, Dutch?
What's that?
You should announce that you are now a member or.
A Discord partner.
That's right.
Yeah. So guys,
So we
are officially a Discord partner now. We got partnered with Discord. It's the video, the voice chat program. It's a really useful chat if you want to, communicate while you're playing video games. And we're going to be using Discord on the stream if we get this little Patreon thing going, where we're going to be doing the HPT viewing parties with an actual voice chat element to it. So anybody who jumps on that Patreon page and supports the development of Poker Clinic videos and HPT viewing parties, you're going to get a chance to actually hang out and be a part of those streams if you want to. So that's the plan. Discord is we are now officially Discord partners. What does it mean? It means we get a better server, which is going to should be more stable and allows us to have more people involved in the chat, and free hoodie.
Maybe when I stream, I can do my own channel, right? On your thing or what? Is that how it works?
I don't see why not.
I plan to stream this week. Cross my fingers that I have the courage.
So, Jeff Jim getting a 1-hour coaching session with B. Paris. I wonder how he does that, Jeff.
How come I can't see?
You're gonna have to tell us about what's actually involved in a 1-hour coaching session with B. Paris. It's like a
secret insider
Skype video chat where he just kind of goes through a hand history or something with you, or I'm really curious about how that goes.
Give me 5, June. All right.
B. Paris is according to his Twitter, the second most winning player in online poker history. With over 10 million in tournament cashes. That's pretty impressive. I wonder who's first. It must be Chris Moorman.
In the history of playing pokers.
We're gonna take over the boat.
21 months for B.M. Watts. Awesome.
B.M. Watts, thanks very much for the resub. Really appreciate it. 21 months is a good is a long time to be supporting the stream, and we wouldn't be here without you. So thank you very much. Bitcoin Poker, man. We should have used that diamond card. I wanted to try to get a drink last week. You're like, no, I'm sick, man. I can't get a drink. I'm sick. Too sick for a drink.
Who? What?
Whiskey's supposed to help you get better.
Vodka, man. You gotta drink some vodka.
Cures what ails you, kills the germs.
Whenever I'm sick, I just drink a whole fifth of vodka, and I'm fine the next day.
Bitcoin Poker is saying it is Chris Moorman who's still number one.
Oh, nice.
Super Unknown asking about if the deep stacks are just filled with regulars or also tourists. There were a ton of tourists there.
I would think it's all a bunch of people.
A ton of tourists. I mean, there's some decent players that play the deep stack. Yeah, but anytime I look around the room and I realize I'm the most decorated player there, that's a good tournament to be in. That's a good tournament. I mean, Jordan Christos, he got fourth. He's a WPT winner. Jordan Young, I think, ended up winning the MSPT. There's a lot of mid stakes grinders who are have some MSPTs or HPTs under their belt. But for the most part, yeah, and there's some regulars that you'll see at some real legit Vegas grinders like Waco Kid, like T May, Tim West, Jared Hamby, guys like Ben Palmer, some of the older guys like Terry Fleischer, Dan.
But there's a lot of there's an assortment of people there, though. Just like, it's a pretty big
But the vast majority of them
tournament.
have no hope, man.
Do you feel like it's
That's
a bit?
the truth of
No,
it.
don't say. Well,
That's
everybody.
the truth of it.
There's hope for everybody, Dutch. I don't.
The vast majority
So
of them,
negative.
The vast majority of people in that field, if you asked them, hey, do you ever watch B Paris on Twitch? They would say, what's Twitch?
Well, I think it's pretty
The
funny
vast majority of them.
because there's a lot of people you said had no hope, and they have done well.
Name one.
I'm not going to name one because he's well known.
He was there.
You know who I'm talking of,
I
though.
do, yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, Dutch, don't be so jelly. There's all kinds of people, you know. You just have the determination. That's all you need. The determination to stick it through
Okay, guys.
and learn from your mistakes.
We have the implied odds here. Let's hit a 6 and let's double through hottest to skate. There we go. Does it get much better than that? No. No, it doesn't. So we make the check. We let hottest skate fire out big. What? Illusionist making the call? Okay. I mean, why wouldn't we slow play here? Go for it, hottest skate. Get it in there with the queens. I'd love for Illusionist 1 to make the call here with like 3s or something. Oh wow, hottest skate doesn't even have anything. Drawn stone cold dead. And yeah, there we are. This is why we decided not to check raise. We lose hottest skate if we check raise that flop. C-Mac 85, man. I was pretty stunned too. I stopped watching the game after after a little bit into the fourth quarter when it was 28-3, and I was like, "Oh, this is a blowout." GG Falcons. Guess they're gonna win their first Super Bowl. And then then I'm checking my Twitter feed, and everyone was like, "Oh my gosh, it's a crazy comeback!" So I jumped back on right before the Patriots push it into overtime. What a comeback, man! What a comeback, Tom Brady. Pretty clutch. I mean, how do you even explain it? You know, how do? If I was an actual Falcons fan, I would just be so depressed today. I gotta think they're. I gotta think that there's a lot of tears in Atlanta, you know, this week, man, because that was incredible. What was turning out to be one of the worst games in Super Bowl history turned out to be one of the best. You know, it's kind of cool that, you know, we get to watch something that people will be talking about 40 years from now. People will be talking about that game as the most epic comeback in Super Bowl history. People will be talking about Tom Brady and the Patriots. You know, 5 Super Bowl wins. It's amazing. And yeah, wow.
What are we talking about? Lady Gaga's performance?
Yeah,
How wonderful it was?
We're talking about football.
No.
I don't really have a horse in that race, to tell you the truth, C-Mac. I guess I was rooting for the Falcons just because I feel like I'm still a little bit sore over Tom Brady and that whole deflation gate, where I feel like they cheated against you know, to get there.
Who knows?
And
Yeah, I didn't watch it. Was it a good game? I didn't watch it.
You watched the overtime?
I was peeling potatoes, pretending I was watching it.
I try to get her to watch, guys.
Yeah, no. I don't know why I don't like. It's just everybody gets so mean. It's like politics. If your team doesn't win, everybody's just so mean to each other.
Yeah, so Jared Hamby, he's still around. He's dating Lizzie Harrison. He just won a bracelet. I think not this last summer, but the summer before. He was involved in the backs training team, and still grinding and still thriving. I'm pretty sure that he cashed yesterday. Not yesterday, Saturday. All right, let's go for a little 3-bet here, because I'm pretty sure our ace-4 offsuit is going to be the best hand. And if it's not, well, we're probably looking at a bigger ace that we can push off post-flop with a C-bet.
My poker face. Something.
Yeah, let's just make the call here. Jeff Jim, thanks for the cheers, man. 200 cheers. That's
Whoa,
awesome,
that's huge, Jeff Jim. Thank you. Patreon.
Interesting. So, Dadouche firing in half pot into 4 players here.
It's a weird name. Patreon.
Okay, I'm just gonna make the call. We'll see a turn card. I was pretty tempted to go ahead and fire out a raise. All right. That's pretty much right, Zia. Steve really says the game played out like the election. Pretty much sums it up nicely, man. Yeah, I'm not really a huge football fan. I follow the Seahawks, and I guess I'll be following the Raiders if they actually make it out of here. It looks like Adelson is backing out of that deal, by the way. Either backing out or getting cut out, one or the other. But he's not going to be any part of the Raiders being here, it looks like. Wow. Versatile 88. Very quick check. Let's go ahead and fire out a half pot bet. Maybe we can just take this. If Versatile calls, no, he's going for a check raise. All right, buddy. You got it. Pretty quick check just to check raise there, buddy. And I fell for it.
Do 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 do.
All right, let's make the call here against Purple Sock. Yeah, I don't know how to do that, Michelle.
I know how to do it.
All right.
I already know how to do it. It's very simple. But do you want to give me? You want to just do it on break really quick?
Sure.
It's gonna be really quick. What should I do for? I want to do mine.
What's up, Dog Mile? Good to see you. Spec, that is pretty funny. That's maybe the one reason why I was really rooting for the Falcons is just because Trump was rooting for the Patriots. How petty is that? And in other news, it looks like that Muslim ban that we were talking about last week, where we were suggesting that it's probably unconstitutional. Turns out that a federal appellate judge, along with a federal circuit judge, agrees with me. So the Muslim ban is no more. Probably go to the Supreme Court, and we'll see what Gorsuch says about it. I think they're going to let him in, right? Why wouldn't they? I mean, it doesn't really look like they're going to get a better candidate than Gorsuch for Scalia's position. Let the guy in. Let the guy in. What are the Democrats going to do? Filibuster a Supreme Court nominee for 4 years? I guess the Republicans did it for a year, and maybe the Democrats could do it for 4. But they shouldn't. It was wrong when the Republicans did it. It would be wrong if the Democrats did it. So let the guy in. Gorsuch is qualified. Harvard law professor. He's been a judge for a while. He's very well liked by Harvard staff. Let him in. An originalist, a constitutionalist. We'll see. We'll see if he decides that. We'll see if he decides that the original drafters of the Constitution didn't mean for abortion to be protected.
What happened? What?
Ace is up 316. I haven't seen any of the Negreanu's new YouTube videos. If you wanted to link them, I'd love to take a look. Love to take a look, buddy. I heard that he was doing some stuff on YouTube. Oh yeah, that's one thing. So the GPI came out with their Twitch streamer nominees. I didn't get nominated, which I understand. I haven't.
Dutch is very. He's hating on him now.
No, I'm not. I mean, I feel like I put in a lot of streams last year, over 100 streams. I do feel like I'm one of maybe 15, streamers in the poker channel that are deserving of that nomination. But I didn't really feel like it was a snub or a slight. What I did feel like was a snub was Doug Polk not getting nominated.
Which is weird. How does he not get nominated? He's very good.
Put him up there. I mean, he's putting up the same kind of numbers as Jake Carver.
I think most of you guys.
So how is it that he doesn't get nominated?
Did you not?
Well, he doesn't get nominated because it's a joke. The GPI awards are a joke. They're funded by PokerStars, and Doug Polk has gone on record, saying some pretty bad things about PokerStars, and saying some pretty bad things about the GPI League too. Basically, calling that for what it is. I feel like everything that Doug Polk says about GPI, about Alex Dreyfus, and about PokerStars is pretty much on the money. But it doesn't really surprise me that he would get snubbed from those awards. Who's going to get it? Well, there's Kevin Martin, Jamie Staples. Let's just make the check here. We'll slow play here. Kevin Martin, Jamie Staples, Jake Carver, and Tonka P. The only one that I don't think won't get it is Tonka P, because, like I said, these are PokerStars awards. That's basically what they are. They're PokerStars giving people awards, and they're going to stick with one of their own people. So I would say might be Kevin Martin. It might be Kevin Martin. Or they might just give it to Jake Carver again. But it was a huge snub, and it takes away the credibility of those awards that Doug Polk wasn't nominated. It honestly does. When I saw that his name wasn't on the list, I thought, okay, I can understand there's a lot of streamers that are deserving to be on the list, but he's one of the very few names that needs to be there. It needs to be there. He's done so much for Twitch Poker in the last year. And then when you look at some of the other people he's brought in with his old Grind Nation thing, it makes the awards a joke, unfortunately. So yeah, I'm not planning on going out to LA for that this year. I think maybe I'll watch him on Twitch. Probably not. The first year we went, I felt like we got some value out of it. We got to meet Scott Ball. So I think if we didn't go that first year, we probably wouldn't be Twitch streaming. And I feel like my life and Michelle's life is better since we did.
Yeah, we did. I mean, it's definitely a cool gathering. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a cool gathering. But
You gotta love this guy.
it's pretty hard to win something if you're not involved in like the
Making
Poker
the
Stars
fold.
and that. Don't you have to be like involved with Poker Stars pretty much
That's
now?
pretty much what it takes to win one of those awards. Yes.
Yes, which is kind of. I mean, I don't really know who all the nominations are, but I'm sure there's industry people that are not. Well, aren't they all though? All the industry people are probably connected with them.
Yeah. Let's go and make the call here. Super Unknown 43.
I wish we were a political stream, but Dutch will not have it. That conversation
No
happen.
politics in this stream. We're not doing politics.
Not today. Maybe tomorrow. I can squeeze it in there, guys.
Yeah. E1CNR. It is a Muslim
Recycle.
ban. It's obviously a Muslim ban.
Recycle.
Trump was calling it a Muslim ban when he was running for office.
Well,
and it's still a Muslim ban
well,
now. The
I
only
wanna-
reason he didn't call it a Muslim ban is because he was trying to get it through, and he knew that calling it a Muslim ban wouldn't pass constitutional
Yeah, he was
muster.
trying to find a loophole, guys, for it, and trying
But
to
let's
make
call
it
spade a
legit.
spade. It's exactly what it is.
And Donald Trump isn't he the candidate that wants us to stop being politically correct? So
a lot of people on his,
It is what it
in his
is.
own cabinet were calling it a Muslim ban. So I don't understand why you can't call it a Muslim ban. E1CNR. That's what it is. It's what it is.
well, it definitely makes people more scared of Muslims. I mean, I feel like there's more fear, like subconsciously. They put all that fear mongering out there, and now I'm like, shit. It sucks.
But I was watching. I was actually watching Real Time with Bill Maher, Super Unknown 43. I was watching it this Friday, this last episode where he had Sam Harris on, and Sam Harris made some really good points that I think
like Sam
that
Harris.
that the liberals among us shouldn't forget. He said we should be concerned with allowing people into this country who think it's a good idea to blow up cartoonists for drawing Muhammad. That's a problem. Those aren't the kind of values that we want here in America.
It's true.
And there is such a thing as radical Islamic terrorists. To pretend that there's not is just completely downplaying what could potentially be an existential threat to our country and our survival as a people. It's a problem.
Yeah, but we already
You
had
know?
vetting, though. I think there's an assumption that there wasn't any vetting. There was vetting. There was, and it was there was a process of vetting. That they had a system in place. I think that
Yeah, Jeff
the way
Jim, I agree
that
with
he
you.
puts it.
Tonka's not going to get it because he just signed with 888. If he was still kind of a free agent, he might have gotten it. But I think signing with 888 is going to pretty much seal that deal, because I'm just going to be really surprised if it doesn't go to someone who's either involved with Poker Stars or very tight with Poker Stars.
Well, yeah, because they want people to play on Poker Stars.
Is Kevin Martin a Poker Stars pro? Did he get signed? I think he's a Team Poker Stars pro, yes. So 3 of the 4 nominees are Team Poker Stars, and one of them is going to get it because Poker Stars is footing the bill. They're the ones paying for the steak on the plate. They're the ones paying for the conference room. and they're the
Did we
ones
even
paying
get an
for the
invite
award.
this year? I want to
I'm
get
sure
that steak.
We could get it. We could go if you want. I'm sure that we could go. I could call
don't
up
really
Alex
care.
and ask him to let us in, and he wouldn't say no. But I just don't really feel like making that trip.
Yeah. Unless we go to Universal Studios.
I don't even think I would go if we were nominated.
Yeah, you would.
I
I'd
don't
make
think
you go.
I would.
Of course you would. Stop being. You know what? You sound very sour.
Do I?
Yes,
do I,
you
do.
do.
I sound salty?
Jesus, so salty, guys. Come on. Put some salt on that steak that I'm about to eat. Come on. Save that salt.
And Dog Mile, no one is going to argue with you as far as Tonka having some skill, some serious skill on the felt. But I also think that Tonka is so polarizing You know, he's not afraid to criticize people, and it can come off as very abrasive. And when it
Well,
comes to trying to win a political award,
Hollywood guy says the word is Tonka's going to win it. So
who's
the word.
word is Tonka has got it, and he is 888 sponsored. Yeah, I don't think so, Hollywood guy. I don't think so. If you want to give me even money on that, I would take it. But it's not. They vote there. You know, it's a little jury that votes, and but the truth is the jury is heavily swayed by. They're heavily swayed by Alex, and Alex is heavily swayed by Stars.
Well, I mean, they want to make people win that will make their business better, or their final objective better.
The truth is, I think
What their
Kevin
goals
Martin is a
are.
better ambassador for the game than Tonka. I think that he's more approachable. I think that he has, he's friendlier. He's more new player friendly. Tonka is a better player, but I think that Kevin
So
Martin is actually the better streamer.
Who are the nominees?
Jamie Staples, Jason Somerville, Kevin Martin.
Well,
and
Jason
Tonka.
Somerville will probably win.
Well, he's already won.
Doesn't
I
mean
feel
he
like
can't win again.
And I also feel like he hasn't really put in a lot of streams this last year compared to,
I don't know if he has, because we don't really follow that. Do you follow the Twitch poker?
Yeah. He still works very hard.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm going to say Jake Carver wins it. He's
could.
a safe bet. He'll probably win.
He could. We'll see if Panda Hunter continues here.
No more saltiness, okay?
All right.
Now let's talk about politics. Just kidding, guys. Looks like some of you like it, some of you don't. I think it's important. I do think it's important that you guys, whether it's within our chat or whether it's privately, I do think you guys should look into politics and read up on it. There's a
We're up
lot
against
of
Jax, you guys,
lot of
in case you
information
were
out there.
wondering.
There's a lot of interesting points of views, and I think it's good to be communicating. Just think if we didn't communicate, just how the laws would be different. I have some good examples in my head, but I don't want to offend anyone, so I'll keep them to myself.
Good to see you, Z-Man. Good luck on the grind tonight. Making the fold here.
Yeah, Dr. Rowe says the U.S. is one of the longest naturalization processes in the world. We definitely vet our immigrants. And I think that's important for everyone to know, because I think the way that Trump put it on his platform is that there's an implication that we don't. And that is wrong. We do, very much so. It takes a long time to be a citizen. Bit Poker is going to start streaming Monopoly and Minesweeper.
Minesweeper and Monopoly.
Nice.
Huh? See, I don't believe you, Bitcoin Poker 76. I don't believe you, Kenny, because I don't think you're really that good at Monopoly. I honestly don't. Every single time we were ever playing on Gambit, I'd always challenge you, and you're like, no, I can't play you. I'm looking for an edge. I'm like, all right. I mean, I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good at Monopoly, but we're talking about like 2-cent matches, man. So if you're not ready to like play me for like 2 cents, how are you gonna rise up?
I think that
Monopoly
it's
ranks?
good. I think you should play Monopoly on stream. We should play a board game on
I would
stream.
challenge Kenny at Monopoly or Minesweeper. Either one. I feel like I could beat him at either one. But you know what? I think that streaming isn't about just being good at the game you're playing. So, maybe you could pull it off. Maybe you could pull off a Monopoly stream and a Minesweeper stream with your personality and your good looks. but I don't think you're gonna be able to pull it off with your skill,
Such
Kenny.
a hater, dude.
I don't think you're gonna be able to pull it off with just skill alone.
Such a hater, Mr.
Look,
Boyd.
I'll
Such
back
a
it
hater.
up. I'll back it up. I'll play, Kenny. I will play you Monopoly on stream. When you start streaming Monopoly, I challenge you to a high stakes Monopoly game. $20, and we could do like a best of 3 match. I'll host you, and we'll see if we'll see how it goes.
Dutch, I challenge you to a West Trail board game on stream.
All right. See, that's something that I wouldn't put my money where my mouth is, because every single time I've
I've
ever
dominated
played that game,
him.
she's beaten me pretty
Dominated
good.
him.
Jeff Jim, this is why I think you're right.
I get all the
This is
I get
why
all
I think
the
Kevin
cows.
Martin. I think you hit it right on the nail. You hit the nail right on the head. This is why Kevin Martin is going to win the award, because he is the wholesome boy playing poker who never speaks bad about anyone. He was only signed by PokerStars because he was on the Canada Big Brother. Well, I don't really think that that's the case. I think that he was
Well-
signed by PokerStars because he's big on Twitch.
Yeah.
He actually has a lot of people who enjoy watching him play and are rooting for him. I'm one of them.
You know,
I
he's
like
a nice
watching him play,
guy.
and I am rooting because he is. He's a nice guy.
nothing
He
wrong
never
with
speaks.
being a nice
I've never heard
person.
him speak bad about anybody. The other day, I was watching on the Super Bowl for his little Super Bowl stream. During the break, he calls his mom, and it was the sweetest little conversation. You know, it's something that you would imagine, just like, you know.
Oh,
I'm
is
gonna
that
call
what we
my
were
mom
listening
now.
to?
Yeah, it was Kevin Martin.
That
on
was
stream.
kind of strange though.
He was like, "Mom, guess what? My poker graph is looking really good.
That's sweet.
I've been winning 9 big blinds per 100." Which
God,
is
he really knows how to.
good.
He really knows how to massage his viewers, right?
And his mom was like, "Oh, that's so
Implement
good,
that wholesome
Kevin.
thing.
I'm so proud of you. 9 big blinds per 100.
Wow.
That's so good."
You know, I'm gonna start saying "wow" every time you win a. Yeah.
Like,
Wow, that's a good
"Mrs.
fold, Dutch.
Martin,
That was a
I don't
good
think
fold,
you know if that's
Dutch.
good or not. I don't think you know what's good in poker and what's not. But it was very sweet, almost kind of sickening sweet, where it made me feel guilty that I haven't talked to my mom in a while.
And I told him to tell his mom, and he hasn't yet.
Yeah, but instead I just watched the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Chris Angel, have a
But
good
it's
night, man.
sweet. Yeah, good night, Chris Angel. It is
So-
sweet. I haven't watched any of his streams.
Well,
The only videos I've watched are the YouTube videos that I kind of casually. I don't really watch them. I listen to Doug Polk, and he's funny. He has a good
Doug
online
Polk is so
presence.
funny. But Doug is also
I'm really. I
so
think that's.
substantive.
I think that's really strange that they didn't nominate him. I mean, he
No
was a shoe in, right?
He played $100,000 tournament on
mean-
Twitch. You know, he lost $100,000 on Twitch for us all to see. He broke the record for the biggest prize on Twitch, for something like $600,000 for all of us to see. How do they not nominate him as the best Twitch streamer?
So he
It's
got
such a fucking
snubbed.
joke. It's a joke.
Got
And it
snubbed.
completely takes away any credibility that those awards
So he gets
have.
snubbed because he talks because speaks his opinion, huh?
Yeah, because he criticizes.
That's not the
poker stars
American
when
way.
they Are ganking the player. He criticizes the Global Poker League when they do stupid shit, like
Well, what he
you know,
thinks is stupid.
Put
I mean, some
Aaron
people might
Paul
actually
on the
like it.
team. And
Well,
it's
that's.
like,
I mean, I didn't
what
watch
are you
it
guys
either.
doing?
I think it's very hard.
Completely takes away any sort of credibility. It's like, oh, you know what? Why don't we put Aaron Paul in right field on the Dodgers? You know, because we want people to come out to watch the games. So let's go ahead and put a glove on him and put him there in right field. It completely takes away any credibility of poker as a skill game, poker as an esport. When you just let some random person come in and take a spot because he's a celebrity.
But they're trying to make it.
And he didn't even show up for the queue because he was filming some TV show
That paid him?
Yeah, which actually paid him, which actually is because that's what he does. He is an actor. You know, he plays on television and movies, and that's how he makes a living. Poker is just a
Hobby.
side hobby for him, and I don't. No one's. I've never heard anyone say, "Wow, you won't believe who I just played with, who was so good."
Sounds like you're salty some more.
Well, I'm not. I am a little bit salty on that too. I think that it was a huge mistake for them to put him in to the.
We'll start
Team
our own
Sunset.
cube with blackjack and hookers.
That's right, and no celebrities allowed
None.
unless it's Ben Affleck. Ben Affleck can be on because he actually won the California State Poker Championship, You know, he actually has.
I'm glad you're
know,
the deemer of
street
who's.
cred.
I'm glad you're the deemer of the kingmaker, Dutch.
Ben Affleck has street
That is
cred
the-
when
that's
it
what
comes
I'm
to
gonna
playing
call you,
poker.
kingmaker.
Look, when it comes to playing poker, Ben Affleck and James Woods both have street cred.
James Woods is good.
You know, when
Actually.
it said, you know, if someone were to put James
it took
Woods
him-
on a
but-
team or
but
Ben
you know
Affleck
what?
on a team, I can see
Being
it.
good,
It's like, sure.
being good at something. At one point, they sucked at something. You know.
That's right.
So,
Sucking
I
at
mean,
something is a first step
to
to being
being
pretty
good-
good at it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's the first step. So
I'm
I
not
mean,
saying that I'm not saying Aaron Paul sucks. I'm saying that
But-
he's not at that
Come on.
point.
Oh, where he
deserves
should
a
be in
spot
that- he
over you know actual
Sure.
pro players.
sure, like James
And-
Woods would have been a better pick. Is what
Sure.
you're saying.
I mean,
Sure.
James Woods comes out and he plays every single WSOP and he final tables. He's
Yeah,
beaten.
he's
he
great.
beat Doug Pokeheads up. So how you can't really take anything away from James Woods
Yeah, he's great at poker.
You
He's
know?
been final table several times.
several times. And
Yeah, I
would
think
love
last
nothing
was
more
it
than
last
one.
year when he was twice final table,
I
or was
think
it
just
the year
once.
before?
And
I don't know.
He
He's
was
been
at the final
deep.
table with Lonnie Harwood.
Yeah. I have some
really
really good pictures of that.
that shootout.
Yeah, and that was really cool. He's he's a really cool guy.
He's very friendly, great ambassador for poker. But
He
more
plays
than that,
the
he
game.
can actually play,
Yeah.
and no one is going to say, "Wow, he really shouldn't be on here," because he doesn't know.
Well, he
his way
doesn't. He
around
definitely
golf.
doesn't use his celebrity to like get anything. He actually plays.
Yeah, exactly.
You know. But whatever. Everybody's trying to make something good come out of the industry,
Sean
Dutch.
plays. He's the Disney Channel of poker.
I think it's funny. He should have a Disney
He's-
like a
he's so
Disney Channel
likable.
like
He's so
music.
likable. It's so
This
nice.
is my show.
So easy to root for. I swear. I hope he gets the award. That's a complete joke. I hope he gets the joke award. Because
Well, it's not really a joke though, Dutch. I mean, everything. I mean, you're like even the World
It
Series of
is.
Poker was a vote, and they never had a bracelet. I mean, everything has a beginning and an origin. I'm sure there were plenty of people
which
saying,
is why when people start talking about the greatest players of all time, Johnny Moss doesn't really enter the equation. That's he's maybe on the short list of people who were living back in the '60s.
but yeah, I mean, everything has a beginning.
I
Though,
feel like we're
Dutch.
ahead here.
Dutch is such a hater, guys.
No, I'm not a hater.
It's
I'm not a hater. Maybe a little bit. Yeah, see,
For a what? A Greek Ronin? What's that? Hey, Maverick.
what is a Greek chorus?
I don't know what that is. Must be some singing?
We all speak. It's when people speak at the same time.
Oh, I guess. Okay, Dutch, ready? 1, 2, 3. Let's do row, row your boat. Row, row, row your. Come on, speak with me, Dutch. Row. Never mind. Aw, Big Lebowski agrees. The cube was a joke, anyways. Well, didn't Alex buy a whole bunch of stuff to make something happen? He's trying to sportify it.
He's trying to.
It's hard to
Even
sportify
trademarking it.
poker.
Trademarking Sportify.
Doesn't Peter Parker? Yeah, Peter Parker plays poker.
Doesn't Peter Parker play poker? That's funny.
Ah.
You
He's
know,
he's also mean.
if Toby Maguire ever told me to bark like a seal for $1,000, he'd better be. I would be barking.
Why is he?
I would be barking.
Wasn't there? Wait. You if he told you what? I
That was
can't-
that was the big scene from Molly's Game.
What was it? He was told her to bark. Oh, bark
Toby
like
Maguire.
a steel. For,
Would never tip her.
oh my
Right?
gosh.
Until one time he was like, "I'll tell you what, Molly, I'll tip you $1,000, but you gotta bark like a seal.
I
Like
would.
I'm giving you a fish here. You bark like a seal, and I'll give it
I've
to you."
done more for less.
Yeah, exactly. exactly. She was like, no.
That is easy.
I wouldn't degrade myself like that.
Oh my god.
So
that
he
is
took
so
her game
easy.
away.
I
Took her
guess.
game away. He was like, there's no reason why you should be making 6 figures a year running a game out of a hotel room. It's not your game, and it's our game, the player's game, and you can go to New York and run a game up there. So he took her game away because she wouldn't bark like a seal.
Well, don't give away the book. It's her perspective. We don't really know. So
It did
we're
seem
on
like
break.
it has.
We're on break. So we need to figure out that thing there. And are you gonna? Or are we on break? Or you adding on?
We're on
here?
break. We'll be right back, you guys.
Let's. Did you get that link I sent you?
Okay, guys, we're back with the Queen 7 suited.
I saw that royal flush Dutch could have got. Can you believe it? He should have shoved all in with that ace 4. Was it ace 4?
I mean, it was 3-bet pre-flop, to 900. We were a huge dog up against 2 ace kings and a king jack. So I'm not too worried about it. I don't think. Yeah, weird. It said it was in followers only mode. Now it's not anymore. Let's try that again. Did you take it off?
No.
I feel like someone's trolling me.
Let's see. We should whisper.
I'll just figure out who it is.
We are gonna like take over the poker world.
Okay, Kiwi, Kabuto, and Bob. We're gonna keep it on followers only mode.
Okay.
10 minutes. All right. It just means that you can't chat.
I don't
Are
know
you
what-
doing
I'm
it,
not
XO?
doing it.
That might just be broken.
No, no, it's not broken. Here, let me whisper.
I think it's just broken.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, okay. All right. Doesn't say who?
Mm-mm. All right, let's go ahead and see a flop here with Clemenci. 88, 8-2 on a 10-4-2 board. All diamonds. Is it good for us? It's not bad.
I think it's just broken.
Yeah, I think so too.
It's weird though,
Yeah, it is.
because it's like we were being haunted by our mods. It was me all along, Dutch.
Okay, not the flop we're looking
Dutch,
for.
it was me all along. It was.
I believe you.
I
don't
did
know
it.
why, but I believe you.
I did it. Uh-oh, don't tilt, Dutch. Shake it off.
Okay, I won't.
Do you want to come up here, Jim, and say hi to everybody? I see you crying. Is it working now?
Looks like maybe it is.
Oh. Oh.
Okay, making the call here with a weak ace. Flop comes out, King Jack 2. Completely whiff it. Check fold. You're having a really nice hair day today, Michelle. You look very pretty.
Thank you, Dutch. Does that mean you're going to give me some money? Come here, June. June, eat your dinner. Eat your dinner. Come here, June. I'm trying to grab her. Come on, June. Sit down.
You know what's also not working for me right now? I don't know why.
What's not working? Oh God, it's happening. The tilt's happening.
It is kind of
Oh God, here it goes. Guys.
tilting me right now.
Watch him.
'Cause I can't do my whisper.
W, dude. What are you trying to do?
I know how to do it.
What's wrong?
If I hit /W, it puts the W in front of the /.
Why would it do that?
I don't know.
Twitch is like Dutch. Why don't you here, I'll show you what you can do. Here. Let me see. Why is it doing that?
For some reason, W is now hitting is going home.
Oh, your keyboard messed up, huh?
Yeah, it looks like it.
Well, you can probably
Like,
return it.
W is going home.
You know
and
what?
A is going.
I returned that keyboard before because I had the same issues, remember?
Yeah, but this is different. It looks like the W and the A are mapped to actual. It's actually working. Look at that. Like if I hit W, it hits to home. If I go A, it goes to the left.
So you don't have W anymore? You know why? It's because you play Rust.
Yeah, look at that. Now the WSAD keys are down here.
That's a good spot for it.
But my arrow keys now. Okay.
Touch your
I
vases.
did something here. Okay.
No, I'm just kidding.
You can go back. I'll
Wait,
figure it out.
You want to unplug the keyboard maybe and plug it back in?
No, I must have done something like 6-crow or in-crow here.
That's me. How's that? Why am I there? Well, just don't type anymore because you can't even. All right, June. While Dutch does that. June, would you like to sing a song for everybody? Can you even see June in the stream? Here, June. Come here. Move forward so you can be in the stream.
So weird. My WASD keys are switched with my arrow keys.
Do you want me to look it up and see what's up with it? It's kind of
I'm looking
important.
it up, but it's kind of irritating to even type it. Here it is.
Swapped arrow keys easy. Here it is. How to fix swapped with arrow keys easy.
Okay.
Oh, it's a little kid like that's a little kid like 11 years old telling me how to do it. Sorry for his bad quality, he says. Good for you, kiddo.
Okay, function W is what they're saying. Does that work? Nope.
Okay.
There we go.
Function W, Dutch, and hold it.
I got.
Should
Now it's
work it.
fixed. Now it's fixed, and I can whisper back to Cajun Kenny.
Cajun Kenny.
Sorry about that, guys. I
Make me
can
some
whisper
gumbo.
to Bitcoin. What do you want to hear about the Venetian tournaments? It took 5 minutes to figure out. Oh my gosh. I don't know how that happened.
Hi, Mix Parlor.
Okay, making the fold there. Okay, so Venetian tournaments are going on right now. The prelims are going right now. The Deep Stack main event is definitely a tournament that I would suggest anybody who can play. It's going to be a 750K guaranteed. So first place is probably going to be over 200,000. I think that it'll get a pretty good feel.
I'm not sure.
And what are the days on those? Looks like so there's an $800 8 max this weekend. I'll be playing in that. And then there's the 1600 is February 20th. Starts February 20th on a Monday. And there's a couple of different days on that. I think they probably have 3 day 1As. Or 3 day 1s, day 1A, day 1B, day 1C. Starts on February 20th, Monday, and then Tuesday and Wednesday.
I whispered you, Dutch, something very important.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I think so, Michelle. By the way, guys, we had a donation the other night, the other stream that didn't come on because I didn't have the Twitch alert, and it was Jay Ruffer, and he was like, "No politics, please."
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
All right, for you, Jay
No more
Ruffer,
Trump talk,
no
please.
more.
I'm getting
no more.
angry, and I don't even know why. Is what he said.
He was angry, or he wasn't angry.
He said, "I'm getting angry, and I don't even know why."
Oh, I'm sorry, Jay Ruffer.
So no more Trump talk, but hey, big shout out to Jay Ruffer. Thanks again for that donation, man. I really appreciate it. Definitely helps keep the stream going.
It sucks that everybody is so angry.
By the way, guys, if you don't feel like supporting the stream with a sub or donation, you can still hit that follow button, and you can also get bits to cheer for free. If you go down to those bits, that's basically like every time you donate a bit to a streamer, that's like tossing them a penny. Make it hail. So you get those. You can get those for free by watching some ads on Twitch, and it definitely helps out.
My next badge unlocks in 7 bits. If I donate 7 bits, I think I get some really cool unlock here. Hold on, let me see if I can get some free bits here. Oh my gosh, I think I'm entitled to some free bits. Am I? I have to watch a commercial. So it does keep on doing it. I just overwatched it last time. So that's good. So to get free bits, you watch commercials where it says get bits.
Yeah.
I was just checking to see if it was working. So yeah, I have some bits. I have 50 bits. If I give you 7, I get a new badge. I don't know what that means. I think it means it unlocks new emotes, which is really cool.
Really?
I think so. I'll unlock it in a minute. And you only can throw bits, I think, to channels you can sub in, I think. I think
you're right about that too. I think you can only throw bits at
partnered.
At Twitch partners.
Yeah. So I think we should play that Western Trail today, Dutch. Oh, it said something went wrong. I didn't even get my bits. It just said something went wrong.
You know what stupid game Michelle's got me into now?
Stupid game.
Yes.
That's the best game in all the land.
8-bit version of Rust is basically what it is.
It's fucking awesome.
It's called Terraria. It's actually pretty fun.
I'm playing it right now. Oh,
I was kind of impressed with it.
It is actually, you know what? When you first start playing it, it took me a few turns. Took a few times to actually, consider it a good game, because when you first load it up, it's like, what the hell's this? And you're like, okay, whatever. And then I put it away, and then I kept on seeing reviews of it being 10 on Steam, and everybody's just raving and loving it. So I gave it another chance. This time I played with Dutch's brother, Austin.
So by the
Shout
way,
out to Austin.
I wanted to address Bonyfish really quick
Okay.
about this whole Discord thing that we're going to be doing with the next HPT viewing parties and the poker clinics. So how that's going to work is it's actually going to be through the Patreon site. So if you go to the Patreon site, there's like a couple of different levels on there, and to be part of to actually be in the chat when we do the HPT viewing party or the poker clinic, you have to be like at the $20 level. So so far we don't have a single Patreon on that thing. So it's looking actually more like maybe I just won't do any more poker clinic or HPT viewing parties. Like they're kind of a pain in the ass to do, and they take a lot of prep time, especially the poker clinics. But I don't know. I enjoy doing them. I might do a couple more. Just
Dutch needs the
without any
confidence of
Patreons.
people that wanting to see it. If people want to see it, being a Patreon does help you be more motivated to make them.
It kind of does, because when I look at the videos that I've done that have the highest viewers on YouTube, or bring in the most traffic on Twitch, it's always like just final tabling a tournament. I can do that without any prep time. I can do that you know, without spending a lot of time doing it, you know, doing some research and making sure I don't, you know, say something about Nash equilibrium that makes me look stupid.
But we'll
You know,
see.
we
I
have
mean,
like less than 10,000 views on the Poker Clinic videos and the HBT viewing parties on YouTube. But then I get into a $10,000 flip with B. Shriver, and it's like 30,000 views. Gonna
well,
make the call with $4 or
I
$5.
think it all. I don't think a lot
It's
of people know you make those
definitely
videos either.
niche. You know, it's definitely niche because it's not very approachable.
Well,
You know, it's you know, kind of advanced stuff that we're talking about when we spend 30 minutes talking about Bayes' theorem and how it applies in poker and life and how it came about. You know, this isn't something that just, you know, a random person going through the Twitch channels or, you know, typing in how can I win at poker is going to really spend a lot of time watching. It's more for, you know, mid-level to advanced players. And that's kind of what the Poker Clinic videos and HPT viewing parties are kind of aimed for. You know, if you don't want to really learn anything from watching an HPT, you know, video, you can just watch the final table and you know.
Well, people
listen
learn
to,
different ways.
You know, listen to James talk about it because he's a very colorful commentator and he does a good job. You know, he's interesting to listen to, but you're not going to listen. You're not going to learn anything about, you know, hesitation movements or you know, bet sizing tells or anything like that. Just watching the video.
well, I think that you need to start making them rather than finding excuses not to make them.
Yeah, you're
That
right.
is my 2 cents.
You're right, Michelle. Well, if you want me to make some, Michelle, then I would suggest that you go onto Patreon and you become a patron of Poker Clinic.
Maybe
and
you
HBT
should make a
viewing parties.
sample, maybe a good sample of
A
what I'm
good sample of
buying.
something
Yeah,
that, like-
it's my money, dude. You gotta work for that
See,
shit.
I think I will. You know, you're right, Michelle. I'll make
know, it's-
1 or 2 more HPT viewing parties and Poker Clinic videos and Bonyfish. For the little
You know what I
viewing
think we
parties,
should
until we
do,
have some
though? No,
patrons,
but-
we'll have the invite for a couple of the subs, and we'll, you know, get you guys up on the Discord channel.
You know what I
And,
think we should do though? Seriously,
You can be in that party, Bonyfish.
we should start. You should start having people here, like interview with them or something.
Yeah.
You know, I'm sure
Absolutely.
Jordan would like to come in, and he has some good input on like state of mind and being. I mean, that's if he wants
Yeah.
to share it though, because people are very
Well,
secretive
if we
about
get some
their.
of these Patreons, then we can actually start paying for some really good guest appearances too. And that's kind of what I'm
Yeah.
thinking is like.
Well, I
if
guess
wanna
I would.
spend-
I wouldn't say. I think a lot of people, poker players, do it for free,
A
but
lot of them would, but more of them would do it.
you
for
shouldn't put it
for
out there.
money.
I don't know. We'll see.
You know, and if we can actually start paying.
You're
you know,
you're
for some
actually
appearances, that'd
it's
be
actually
pretty awesome.
it's actually if you start paying for them, then they'll probably be expected to be paid on a lot more interviews. It's pretty funny.
It wouldn't be like. It wouldn't just be like, what are you here to promote? It would be
Well,
like,
we'll see. We'll see.
tell us how to win at poker.
We'll see.
Tell us what you're doing that we need to start doing.
We'll see.
Meditating and yoga.
Yeah, but
That's
I want
free.
that money. I don't. Why are you trying to give away my money? We haven't got it yet.
Well,
No,
to make a
I'm
better
just teasing.
product.
You
That's
can make
why.
a better product though, Dutch. That's your energy. Okay. Oh, I wanted to put bits up here, so I'm gonna put some bits, 7 bits here, so I can like get a new badge. I think. How do I bid again? Like this? Wait. How do I cheer again? Get bits.
Okay,
Oh,
so
that's
we
not
are
a
going
cheer.
for 2.5x here, you guys. King 2 off. Phoenix X in the big blind. Does
Oh,
it
these are
defend?
my cheers. Oh, whoa. Okay, there's my cheers. Ah. There. Oh, look at that. I got a Winky Kappa. Okay.
Michelle.
Or I can go like this. Wait. Oh, my God. There's some really cool. Wow. Okay, I get it. I'm getting it.
And that's our Gin card right there.
There we go. Now do I get a new badge? Because they said I would.
So I am thinking we should probably make it about 2,000 into 3,000.
Oh, I did get a next one. Look at my
Probably
name
looking
now.
at some sort of draw or a queen. Either way, I'm pretty sure we should be ahead unless Phoenix is slow playing like pocket 3s or pocket 4s. Might have to. Man, that's a bad card for us.
What do you have? 3?
King 2.
King deuce. Oh.
The ace is a really bad card for us because if he was on some sort of draw, a lot of times that ace is going to hit him. And if he has worse than a king, then it's going to chill our action. We might have been able to get a
You don't
little
think he
bit more off
calls
of Phoenix.
if you bet there?
He might have.
So are you
Yeah.
are you checking there so he puts a bet then? Do you feel like you were
No, I checked back. It wasn't
Oh,
inducing.
it was.
I closed the
okay.
action.
I
with the
didn't see
check.
what the action was, so.
And
I just saw there was
checked
check,
back because the ace hits just so much of his range there.
Yeah, and then you lose
Where-
more money, right?
He could have been making the call with a hand like ace 3 or ace 4 or even ace 2 or ace 5. And if he had like a nut diamond draw, then the ace hit him as well. So I wasn't really happy with the ace on the end.
Persuaded
and-
by asking is a lot of cheers here.
I don't know. Like looking back on it, maybe I should have fired out a half pot bet. So Phoenix
But you, yeah, I don't
is
know.
tired of that.
He's
He's upset. He
I
makes
don't
the
think
3
he's
bet.
upset. He has a lot of chips.
I'm gonna go ahead and make the call with queen jack off.
Why do you, Bunnyfish? Why do you want Bobby Big Blind to come in?
Bobby Big Blind's a riot, man.
Yeah, I guess he doesn't even watch the show.
And Maverick BP, thank you for the thanks for the bits, man. Appreciate the bit cheer.
I gave you bits too, dude. I don't get a thanks or nothing.
I did thank you.
Did
I
you?
said thank you.
I don't know.
Thank
It didn't
you,
feel.
Michelle.
It didn't feel sincere.
It didn't feel. It didn't feel like
No,
enough.
no, it didn't. I was very excited about my new emotes that I got. The Winky Kappa is pretty awesome. No, you probably thanked me. I was ignoring you, I guess. Might have to put it in slow mode, Dutch. Bitcoin poker. Dutch has a phone. You can text him, yo.
So sitting out asking where we hosting Poker TV the other day. It was good. That was an auto host.
And is that something we do now?
Whiskey Coyote. Boom.
Nice.
16 months in a row. Thank you, Whiskey Coyote. Really appreciate the resub and the continued support of the stream. It really means it really means a lot to me.
Hey, Dutch, good
Thank you so
news.
much.
Bitcoin's up to $1,000.
Yeah, 1,025.
That's kind of good, I guess.
Coinbase shut my account down,
Oh.
which was irritating. I guess I didn't like some of those seals with clubs transfers.
Really?
Yeah, I think that was it. And so
My stock's going up, so that's good.
So then I switched over to Circle.
Mm-hmm.
And now Circle disabled buying and selling Bitcoin. So there's not really a lot of good options for buying and selling Bitcoin online right now
Well, for Bitcoin, I mean, it
in the
needs to
U.S.
stick, because if there's no way to buy and sell it, then it doesn't stick.
Yeah, I mean you can still do local Bitcoin transfers, and then there's some foreign exchanges that are pretty easy. Coinbase should be pretty easy. The only reason Coinbase isn't easy for me is because I was using my Bitcoin to gamble with.
I guess.
And they tracked that down, and they shut people down who were, putting their Bitcoin into places that Coinbase doesn't think that they should be putting it into,
Which is horrible. It's
which
not-
completely goes against the whole spirit of Bitcoin.
That's right.
But if you want to buy Bitcoin, you personally can just go to Coinbase, and Michelle has a link. You can both get $10.
I've gotten a grand total of $20 on
I
that.
think like 30, huh? Not
20.
huh?
I think only 20.
You got $20 invested in Bitcoin.
Yeah, but the people who bought it really at a good spot time, and they probably love me now.
Yeah, I
so
think they
there you
bought it
go.
at 300.
Yeah, they bought it at 3 and I think 600 too.
Well, it's
3 and
it's going to
6.
keep on going up, and there's going to be more options for buying and selling Bitcoin stateside. But you can still just use some of the foreign exchanges like Kraken and Bitstamp.
Oh, that's our Bitcoin
Yeah.
wallet, isn't it? I don't know what my Bitcoin link was.
Maybe Coinbase.
Maybe. I should look at the.
I'm still very long on Bitcoin.
No,
It's deflationary by nature. I don't think it's going anywhere. There's more money invested in the infrastructure of Bitcoin than all the Bitcoin are worth.
You know what? You know what I like. You know what I like, Dutch.
What's that?
I like candy and sugar.
Can you be more specific?
I like to. I think candy. Any candy type company would be a good investment.
Probably recession-proof, right?
Chocolate, especially.
People still.
Coffee
people
might
still
actually
chocolate in
be
recessions.
recession-proof. I don't know though. I mean, I have to have coffee every day. But my
Bitcoin Poker says, "Oh, I'd stop telling people to use Coinbase. They're banning accounts related to gambling and poker."
really.
Well, they're not taking your money. They're just not letting you. They're just not letting you use their service to cash in and out. It's frustrating and it's irritating. It goes against the spirit of Bitcoin. But if Coinbase is available to you, then that would be my preferred method of using, to fund and buy Bitcoin and sell Bitcoin, because it's pretty easy and pretty legitimate. I'm not really that worried about Coinbase shutting down.
Really?
Yeah. Man, Bob Hatter. That's pretty hardcore. He says there was a fatal shooting just 3 miles from his house. It's
Wow.
horrible.
That is horrible. Do you think that's really bad? I hope you're safe, and I hope that
Yeah.
it's no one you know. Let's see. I'm looking for. What am I looking for here?
So Not Today, Ebola says that's why you have a wallet that you transfer all your coins to before you go to the site. It doesn't really work that way though. Not Today, Ebola. I mean, I was doing that. I don't keep my coins on Coinbase. I would buy them on Coinbase. I would transfer them to my phone, and I would have a wallet on my phone, and then I'd use that wallet to transfer in and out on any sites I wanted or any dark markets I wanted, and.
It's probably because you
they
bought
track
weed.
It. That's the point. They can track those transactions. Okay, we're gonna make the fold. So one thing about Bitcoin is it really is just pseudo anonymous. It's not it's not completely anonymous. And you can pretty much track where the Bitcoin goes all the way back from when it was mined. So I mean there are ways to kind of sanitize it. You can put it through a mixing service, or you can use local Bitcoin to transfer in and out.
Clean Bitcoin. That's funny.
Yeah, I mean
That's the business you should get into. Selling clean bits. Clean bits.
Bitcoin.
Cleanbits.com.
All of that really goes against the whole point of having Bitcoin. And when Cajun Kinney is saying like I would stop recommending Coinbase because they are doing a lot of tracking and doing a lot of know your customer stuff that really goes against the spirit of the libertarian ideals around Bitcoin. I kind of agree with them, and I if there was a better service to recommend that doesn't do that in the U.S., then I'm all ears. But from where I'm standing, there just isn't. So, and I don't really feel that comfortable suggesting that people go to like Bitstamp or Kraken to buy into Bitcoin and sell out of Bitcoin. I think that those are dangerous sites. If Coinbase, I still maintain, if Coinbase is an option for you, that's what I would be using. Just like if
I have
PokerStars
$32
is an option for you, that's where I'd be playing.
I have $32 on my Bitcoins. What should I buy? Account? I have a thing. Wow, this is different. They changed it a bit.
Got Ming the Merciless stopping by. Good to see you, man.
I don't know if I can still recommend Bitcoin anymore. Invite friends. $10. Make you holla. This is how you get money, guys. This is how you
So Maverick BP, I hope you do come back to Vegas. The WSOP is a good time to come back and maybe take a dealing job there. They're pretty wide open. It's not tough to get, and you could probably find some other dealers to like room with if you wanted to and give it another shot.
Hmm.
Okay. I think I might change my background here pretty soon, Michelle.
It's fine. Just not black. Black background is a little bit much, dude. I'll make a new back. Why don't you put a space one? They're pretty cool. You should do the Saturn.
This one is pretty cool.
Mine's
I'm kind of jealous
awesome.
of your background. You look awesome. You look like the OA.
Why don't you find a good here, I'll find a good one for you. NASA's pitches. Probably some really cool ones. Here's a good one. Well,
So
You like
120
space,
players left.
Dutch.
We're 40th out of 120. We're above average, and it's kind of interesting. So when we look at the lobby, they say average is 16,000 chips, but 60th place here is Sheboygan with 13,921.
Sheboygan. It's kind of a cool name.
So we're actually doing pretty well here, and first place is 1159. Not a bad payday. Ferrari Doctor, good to see you, man.
Hey, Ferrari Doctor. Nice job. Here, Dutch. I'm going to send you this here. Hey, Aussie.
Okay, we're gonna go ahead and make the raise here. An
Oh,
NL
means
Doc
it.
making a raise for us. Okay, I'm gonna actually fold.
I love you, June. I know you like to sit up in my desk. Hey, Ming.
Oh wow, nice job, Ferrari. Ferrari just took down a 25K guaranteed. Well done, man.
Bitcoin Poker, Kenny says, there's a ton of Bitcoin ATMs in Vegas that take forever and charge a lot of money.
Yeah, they juice the hell out of you, man.
Yeah. Mike Tyson's just, woo. We went to the
It's like an
ATM
8%,
2 years ago.
8%
Was it
cut.
2 years ago? And everybody knows that all the money's in bits right now.
Dog mile.
You should just buy
Thanks
bits.
for the cheers, man.
See, that's pretty fun. They make him move in motion. Did you get that picture, Dutchie? The one I just sent you? I whispered it to you.
Yeah, I got it.
You don't like that one? I can find another one. I can find a lot of better ones. Look, this is a cool one. I just don't like A good background for Dutch Boyd. Let's see.
Skiing Backwards says, what is your favorite poker variant besides No Limit Hold'em? So I actually like the mixed games, Skiing Backwards. In particular, I do like games like Stud 8. I like the Raz Doogie type games where it's split pot, and where they introduce the Badoogie elements to it. But mainly with the mixed games, what I like about it is the constant changing. So having 8 hands where you're playing No Limit Hold'em, and then 8 hands where you're playing PLO, and then 8 hands where you're playing Deuce to 7 Triple Draw, 8 hands where you're playing Stud 8, 8 hands where you're playing Omaha High Low. The constant change of game is what I like. I really like mixed games, and what I also really like about those mixed games is it's pretty rare to run into a player who's actually good at all of the games in a rotation. There's just going to be some games in the rotation where they have big leaks in, where as long as you can have a B- game in every single game in the rotation, doesn't matter if there's a couple games where you're up against players who are just like A+ wizards at PLO. If they are raising an early position in Deuce to 7 Triple Draw and then throwing away 3 without a deuce and a 7 in their hand, and it's like, okay, let's go ahead and close the action here and flop 2 pair. Let's do it. Not quite what we're looking for.
He doesn't have 7-9. Sorry, Jude.
Pretty good turn card. Actually, good enough that I think I can probably go for a little bet here. We can represent a 7. Semi-bluffing the spade draw here. And if NL. calls, well, we still have 12 outs. Wow, those are some pretty amazing photos, Michelle.
What are you talking about? Oh, the space ones?
Yeah.
Yeah, pick one that's like not black, because I think the red one is good. Or something with color.
I think we'll go with the Soul Nebula.
I don't think that, I don't think it's good with just having one solid color.
Maverick, thanks.
You get
thanks for the cheers,
washed
man.
washed in.
Okay. So the next break, I'll put it up.
Okie dokie. Let's see. I need to post on your thing here.
Tone Lock asking what kind of money do poker dealers make in Vegas. I'm not completely sure about that, but from what I gather, a full-time dealer, who's fast and deals at one of the better rooms, and by that we're talking about pretty much anywhere on the Strip: MGM, Aria, Wynn, Venetian, Bellagio, Caesars Palace. Maybe the Orleans, Red Rock, Green Valley. We're probably looking at somewhere around, on average, $20 to $25 a down. $20 a down, I think, is pretty much average, and there's going to be some dead time, and you're not going to be getting 16 downs an 8-hour shift, but I think somewhere around 50 to 60,000 is what you can expect to make if you are a good dealer at a good card room. Maybe 40,000 on the low end and maybe 70,000 on the high end. And how do you make more? Well, you don't make any mistakes and you deal really fast.
Yeah, definitely don't make mistakes.
And you also, I guess, it'll
Be
help
friendly.
if you're very friendly and you know. There's probably some racism and sexism that goes along with it. I'm not so sure.
That's a little bit deep of a discussion.
Well, no, I mean it's gonna depend. I think that if you're a younger female dealer, I think that you're probably getting tipped more than an older Vietnamese dealer. Like an older male Vietnamese dealer.
No, it's if you're lucky. You'll make more if you're lucky. Everybody knows that, Dutch.
All right. So we're sticking with 2.5x for a while, guys.
But being positive and knowing what you're doing, I think, is more important.
Former LB6, what advice would you give to someone who has lost his whole bankroll over $250,000? Mental struggle of starting over.
What advice would you give?
I don't really have good advice for that.
Just remember that it's only money. And
it's not.
Oh,
Those
look.
are individual units of life.
Wait, look at that. Bobby Big
Big
Buy-In.
Buy-In.
Oh, what's up, Bobby?
Look at that.
Damn.
1,000 cheers. Look at you, high roller.
Look at that. When
Look
did
at
you get cheers?
Big pimping in
And
the
he has the
stream. Good to
raise?
see you, man.
He has the little rage.
Swift Rage 1,000. That's pretty
That's
awesome.
pretty awesome. That's the first
Thanks
1,000.
for the tip. Really appreciate it. It's
You
good
need
to see
to
bro.
tip another 1,000, Bobby, so you're the top cheer guy.
Yeah.
You're almost there,
All right. So, what are we doing here?
Oh, there he
against
goes.
the electric? You're the best, bro.
He's
So, I think
That's
that we
pretty
can probably
funny.
get called with worse. Ace 8, Ace 9, Ace 5, Ace 2, Ace 6. I think all call us. And I think better probably bets for us. So we go for the value bet there. We were just talking about you too, Bobby.
yeah, I was talking shit. So
Your ears must have been ringing. She wasn't talking shit. Bonyfish was actually talking about it. He was like, I want to hear Bobby Big Buy-In on one of these HPT viewing party things that we're doing because he's got a biting sense of humor. I was like, yeah, he does. Definitely bites. It's good to see you, bro. Cheers to you.
cheers. Shoot, I was gonna,
I miss
that
you, bro.
that whole Bobby Big Buy-ins donating. I lost my train of thought. Now I forgot what I was gonna say.
I think
Dang it. Oh, he
it's
didn't
not
know.
quite the top. It's
Oh,
not
look, he's
quite
just-
the top cheer.
Why does he? Why is it?
But it's pretty close.
What's the top cheer?
1,020.
Oh, but he got 1,000, didn't he? He
He
just
just did 1,500, so he's got the best cheer badge I think of anybody. But yeah, so
Really?
we are on a regular schedule again. Bobby Big Buy-In Mondays and Tuesday nights,
Yep.
and we're gonna stick to 2 days a week. So I'm the rookie in the vet, says my
Oh,
buddy left Harris.
That's what it was. I remember now. The advice. The advice about the guy that lost $250,000.
I have no advice. No advice.
That's what it was. So, yeah,
I've lost several six-figure bankrolls.
Well, yeah.
and made it back. It's very hard. It's very easy to say, don't be results oriented. It's a whole other trick altogether to actually not be results oriented. Just one thing about being a poker player and going through big bankrolls and then having big scores and being right back up there is you just realize that if you let your identity and your self-image and your feeling of self-worth be wrapped up in your bankroll, in whatever numbers in your bank account, you're in the wrong line of work.
Well, I think that's definitely
You need to fill your life with other things that give it value, and you need to stay in the mindset that your bankroll is just a tool that allows you to play bigger than you would with a smaller bankroll. There's not really that big of a difference between your lifestyle with a huge bankroll and a medium bankroll and even a small bankroll, there really shouldn't be that much of a difference. There's a pretty big difference though between a small bankroll and a zero bankroll. That's one thing that going broke will teach you, is that the difference between having a little bit of money and no money, that's a big difference. That's a big difference. But the difference between having a 5K roll versus a 50K roll versus a 250K roll, it's not going to be that different. It just, you play different games. And you're going to be playing different buy-in levels.
Yeah, but he's asking, how do you struggle mentally with it? Like he is struggling mentally. Like in his mind, he's like, eating. He used to be eating like steak dinners. Now he's eating hamburgers at McDonald's. I mean, how do you deal with that mentally?
I doubt that's what he's doing, because steak is not really that expensive at the grocery store. That's
what I'm talking about steak dinners at the restaurant. Maybe he doesn't know how to cook steak, dude. Learn how to make steak.
Learn how to cook a good steak.
That's a good advice. Learn how to make good steak.
Learn how to cook a good steak, and don't eat out as much.
Yeah, eating out costs a lot of money.
Bobby Biden says, I showed up right when you said racism and sexism.
Good timing. Lion says, I don't tip Asians or white dealers.
He only tips black dealers.
I used to know someone that never would play with an Asian dealer. He swore that they were all bad luck.
Every single time
he would freak out. He would freak out. Oh no! And then he would just leave. Let me know
when they put someone of the white race in the box.
And I was like, gee, that's weird. No,
I'll be back
it's
when
weird.
The Asian is gone.
They just think that they have some weird chip.
One of the when I was first getting into the game, one of the dealers at the Wagon Wheel was a pretty cute girl with a D+ cup. She would always come in with her breakfast on her shirt every single morning. She's just like,
really, like
dried cereal that just spilt.
It's kind of gross, dude.
But
it might give her tip. Maybe people felt bad. Oh, she can't. She doesn't know how to eat. Could be that's your fetish.
Her tits are too big.
That's the fetish.
I always tipped her $2
instead of $1. Good for you.
Yeah.
It takes all kinds of people and personalities, but I definitely think that you should have a good personality as a dealer. No, happy disposition. Yeah. My sister is mean, but she probably makes good money.
Let me tell you one thing that you also don't want to do is you don't want to.
Can you imagine my sister being a dealer?
You don't. You want to understand. You need to empathize with the players. So when one player is, just lost a really big pot, that's not the time to crack a joke, or make light of the situation. I see that all the time.
Do because they feel bad? They feel like dun-dun-dun. They feel like they're putting a little happiness.
There was this one where a dealer was dealing, and she's in her own little world. She doesn't care that this guy just lost half of his stack. He lost half of his stack with something like pocket kings against ace queen, and she's stacking the chips to push him his way. And another dealer at the table, or not another dealer, another player at the table says something about how she got the count just slightly wrong. And she's like, hey, no one's talking to you. And she's just joking. She's familiar with that player. But I was like, this is not the time to actually be cracking jokes. This guy just actually got hurt. His whole tournament life is now quickly evaporating. And you could tell, like, was
he irritated?
He was a little irritated. He kind of gave her this little side look. And I was like, yeah, she's not feeling the pain, but more than that, she's not empathizing with it either. Yeah, I see that so often, and you definitely don't want. It's also important not to get too friendly with the players, because other players will feel like if you're rooting for one player at the table, that's not the position you want to be in. You don't want any of the players there to make to think that you are rooting for them to lose. It'll hurt your tips.
So with the mental, former LB6 says how to deal with the struggle of the mental struggle. Well, just appreciate
You're
the
never
small
starting
things.
over, former LB6. That's the thing. You're not back to where you started. You're in a completely different
No,
place.
but there's people that it fucks with them, man. It really does. You're
I
not like that.
understand.
You're not like you have never. That's one of the things that I liked about you is like you are not materialistic. There's people that are used to live like they're used to a certain way of lifestyle.
There's people who
like me.
expect the finer things
They
in life.
do, and
One thing that Michelle likes is that I don't. I don't
Dutch would fucking
I don't
drive
appreciate the finer things in life.
a Honda.
You can tell I'm no slave to fashion.
$500.
Oh, I
Yeah.
would. I would so.
I
I
wouldn't
would
be
so
caught
buy
dead.
a $500 junker.
And I
if
wouldn't
Michelle
be
would
caught
let
dead
me.
in one. But it's just there's like you just have to lower your expectations and just kind of
Gosh,
gradually
what are we supposed
grow.
to do here? 40 big blinds, and he just 40 big 40 big blinds. He just shoves for 40 big blinds. I can't even get the words out. And we're sitting here with Ace Queen off suit.
But I don't think you should dwell on like what you had
I
though.
guess we make the fold.
Back to former LB. I don't think you should like dwell.
And
Don't
never,
dwell.
never think to yourself, "Oh, I should have quit when I was 250K ahead."
Or coulda, woulda, shoulda. Just
because
kind of
maybe you should have quit when you were
a
100K ahead or 150K ahead. And, no one gets to $1 million bankroll who stops when they're at 250K. No one has a 10K night at the poker tables who has a stop win of 1,000. If there's
we
lessons
really don't
to be
know how to
learned,
deal with it, dude. I don't know how to deal with it. I don't think if I was like really rich,
but
like with millions of dollars, if I had Donald Trump money and then just lost it, I don't know, man. I don't know.
see,
That's
you're
a
not in the
lot of
same
money,
spot
though.
though. The main thing to remember is that poker's different than it was when you started. It's probably
But
going to be
every-
harder
but
to
every-
get back to where you were at this point.
God, Oh, talk about a downer. We don't know.
No, I do know. I'm telling you how it is, former LB6. If you grind
be
it
a
up a
little
250K
softer.
bankroll, between 2006 and 2009, and then kind of blew it on games you shouldn't have been playing and tournaments you shouldn't have been playing, and then booze and drugs and women and meals. It's going to be harder to get back there at this point, even though you're probably a better, almost certainly a better player than you were when you started.
Well, we don't really know how you lost your money either. I mean, was it playing or was it on drugs? I mean, you should find out if you have. We don't know if you have an issue with just poor money management. I don't really know, and I don't really have good advice to give you.
But maybe it's not such a bad idea to start thinking about doing something else.
Doing better drugs.
If there's a cycle, I mean, you might get to the same spot and just have that repeat over and over and over, and there might be a reason for that.
I
A
say
lot
do.
of people stand in the way of their own success.
No, I also think that people should figure out maybe it's a good time for him to really think about what he wants to do with his life.
Yeah. What do you want to be? What do you want to be known for? What do you want people to remember you for? What do you want to look back on your life and think that's what I've done with it?
Yeah, and then just kind of.
Because I can tell you for me personally, I mean, when I start thinking about looking back on a life well lived, I think that it has to include more than just poker. It has to. We'll be right back in 3 minutes and 56 seconds, you guys.
That's really deep, Dutch.
Yeah. Okay, guys, we're back.
And we had more information.
We have more information about the 250K roll that disappeared. Turns out that it was
Blackjack?
pick games.
Blackjack 3,000
Yeah, pick
per hand.
games.
Well,
So that's a recipe for disaster. I mean, if you're,
especially if you're drinking as well.
yeah,
Well, I think that if anything, you should definitely seek out help from a professional. We're definitely not professionals, and people in the chat aren't professional doctors. You know, I definitely think you should talk to Gamblers Anonymous.
problem
Maybe
is-
I don't know.
let me tell you something. When you talk to most mental health professionals about poker, they lump poker in with any sort of other gambling addiction. So when you say, "Look, I'm trying to make money playing poker," they're going to say, "Oh, well, that's you might as well come in here and say you're trying to make money playing slot machines or you're trying to make money playing the lottery." They're going to lump it in with an addiction.
Well,
it's very rare to find a mental health professional who doesn't treat poker.
Well,
like
it
they would
sounds
with
like
any
he
sort of,
started.
slot
It sounds
machine
like he
addiction.
started with 4,000 and you ran it up to 250,000.
Okay,
So you know, I think that
that's
with
a pretty epic run up.
yeah, with the and that's what you should look. That's what you should be focused on the epic tale and the lesson of it not always going to be going your way. Because it sounds like you got lucky and you played that way and you kept continuing that habit of playing that hard and that way and that
Yeah, I mean, it
thinking
sounds
that
like if
luck
you
was
weren't-
on your
If
side.
you weren't, kind of degenerating it off, you wouldn't have turned 4,000 into 250,000 anyway.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound like you turned 4,000 into 250,000 in, mutual funds.
Yeah, I think the
You
best
know,
way.
the same thing that got it from 250 to 0 is what got it from 4 to 250.
Yeah, but I do think if it's really emotionally impacting you in a way where you're depressed and you're sad about it, I definitely think you should seek professional help about it and talk to a therapist. And
Yeah.
and then they can observe or figure out why you wanted to gamble that much in the first place and why you wanted to risk that much.
Yeah, and
'Cause
it's
that's-
true because we're not the right people.
Yeah, we're
to
not.
ask,
I don't. I'm not licensed.
Michelle's
therapist.
not very empathetic anyway. Well, she's empathetic, but she's not very sympathetic. And I'm not sympathetic at all.
What are
When
you
I see
talking
somebody
about?
lose money at the poker table or lose
I'm
money
very
in the pits,
sympathetic.
I don't feel sorry
I'm just
for
sad
them.
that I didn't get the money.
I know what it feels like to lose, and it hurts to lose, and I can feel that pain, but I don't feel sorry for them.
Yeah, and Dutch is
experiencing it.
very, very anti pit tables.
Very much.
So
I feel
for-
like an idiot every time I sit down.
And I beg him to play
I just
like
won't get drug into
$20
a craps game or a blackjack game. I mean,
He let me
blackjack is
play, but-
beatable, but I can't beat it. I
for
don't
my
know how to
birthday.
count
You let me
cards.
play slot machine.
Yeah. Well, no, we didn't. We
Oh,
played
I had to
video
play.
poker.
I had to play the slot machine.
And
he
we
wanted
actually
to
played
play.
the video poker machine that actually had the plus CV over at the Palms.
And I lost $350.
Here are the 6 machines in this whole casino that actually have a plus EV here. So yes, we can play these machines.
But yeah, definitely take this
know.
experience as a life lesson.
But
You
what are you
know.
supposed to learn from it? Don't
Well,
degenerate
you're supposed to learn
Don't be a
that
degenerate gambler. Don't play
there's
pit
a way
Don't
to
play games that you don't know you have an edge.
yeah, there's a way to learn an edge. I mean, to gamble and to not understand where the
For all I know,
you
maybe he does
edge
count
was.
cards. Maybe you are using the KO system or something, where you read $1 Million Blackjack and you've spent months and months with apps and count training tools. You got yourself a little group of players, and you go and you exploit weak dealers, and you actually have an edge at blackjack. For all I know, what I can tell you though is that if you have a 250K roll, 1/80th of your roll per hand is way too much. So it doesn't matter if you had an edge or not. You're betting above your means. Just be glad that you didn't get it up to 2.5 million or 25 million. I mean, then that would have really hurt. Could you imagine? You have one of those epic, Nick the Greek runs where all of a sudden you have $25 million from, starting from a $4,000 roll, and then you lose that. Archie the Greek.
Do you change your background?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Sorry.
I always felt like I was supposed to be in space. That happens all the time where people come up, they have an incredible craps run or something, they end up owning the strip, and then they lose it all.
Look at Phil Ivey. But he was what is it, sword edging or edge sorting? I mean, he lost a
There's
shit
a
ton
good
of
chunk
money.
of people out there who can get an edge in a lot of different games, but if you don't know you have an edge, then you don't. You know,
Yeah,
if you
luck-
can't explain why you have the edge, then you don't.
Yeah, I believe in just randomness.
Lots of people think that they
And
have
luck.
an edge in games that they
Luck,
don't.
I'm lucky.
You check, I check, makes the raise. I'm really thinking about making a re-raise here. Let's see if we have any reason to think you check, I check is doing crazy things. Not there. Well, he hasn't turned over a hand yet, so we're going to make the fold.
But yeah, sorry for your loss though.
Yeah, I'm
Sucks.
sorry. Sorry about that, man. And the nice thing though is that, you know, 250,000 as a net worth is
Well,
achievable for pretty much anybody who works hard. You know,
Yeah, I mean
in poker, it's easier outside of poker. You know, it's definitely going to be easier to get back to that level of you know, of net worth outside of poker than in it. But you know, you can probably do it inside of poker too. And if blackjack's your thing, well, there's still money to be made in blackjack as well. But I wouldn't suggest risking 1/80th of your roll per hand. And I would suggest if that's how you want to try to make your money, then get a team together and actually do some training. That's not the kind of thing that a career counselor or a mental health professional would say. Well, I would suggest if you're going to try to make your money back playing blackjack, then your best
Oh
bet
my
is
God.
to find some weak dealers and do some shuffle tracking. It's like, and learn the KO count. It's probably going to be your best bet. Invest in some good disguises.
I think the most I've ever won in blackjack is like $300, and I stopped.
Imagine a career counselor actually like trying to like get you to like help your blackjack
You are an
career.
excellent card counter. Did you know that? You should come to Las Vegas.
I think what you should do is you should probably be a card counter in Vegas.
Well, isn't that what happened to Rain Man? I mean,
It's not cheating and it's not illegal, but you really need to work on ways to disguise your play better. And the fact that you've lost $250,000 already, that's going to really disguise your play in the future. It's gonna disguise your advantage play in the future.
well, yeah, you probably have comps though. That's a good thing, right?
D-Wolf47 talking about Baccarat. Man, there's so many games in casino where you can find an edge and people don't think that there is possible.
Martingale system. Sorry.
Yes, Martingale system is OP'd.
He says cap.
Pretty much.
Yeah. I used to know a guy that used to hustle rich guys about their system, and they would do this Martingale system with him because they would have a lot of money, and he would do the doubling thing, and then he would win, and then he would tip my said friend.
Do you know why they call it the Martingale system?
I don't know why.
I'm pretty sure they call it the Martingale system because there was the guy
His
who
name was Martingale, I think.
first was very successful with a system and then lost everything. I think his name was Martingale.
Yeah, probably correct.
And if I remember right, it was on roulette, and there was some crazy run where it went like black 22 times in a row.
Ugh.
Trying to remember what the history was like.
You should do a poker clinic on it. That'd be kind of cool. You should do little poker video gambling histories. That'd be kind of fun, right? Little interesting stories about like Dead Man's Hand and Martingale and all the other weird stories that we've heard.
Yeah. Does the betting system really work? Would Martingale actually work? Could you?
I don't think it does because there's a cap in casinos or something
But
like
let's say
that.
that there wasn't a cap. Okay.
Yeah, probably if there wasn't a cap.
Let's say there wasn't a cap.
Eventually, and you had unlimited
an
money.
Infinite.
Yeah, it
bankroll,
would probably work, I guess.
And the casino
but-
would never turn down your action, and the casino had a limited bankroll.
Oh.
Then yes, it would work. You would always be able to.
But you need to have
you would
unlimited
always
money
be able
in
to
the
break the
casino.
casino because your unlimited funds
Yeah.
and the ability to keep on playing a near even game
Mm-hmm.
would eventually, over an infinity time period, But would it?
Yeah.
As long as it kept on doubling?
It has to be
As
on.
long
I
as
mean,
you
the
could
casino
keep
has
on
to be
doubling?
the casino has to be open or whatever existing. But as soon as you take all the money, then the casino doesn't work and it's done. And then
Yeah.
you just take all its money. Now you own the casino.
There's a lot
and
of
if-
pretty big assumptions, where in order for it to work, you have to have an infinite roll,
Yeah, you have to.
and you have to be able to double infinitely.
Yeah.
Um,
And the casino can't cap you.
Casino can't cap you or ever refuse your action.
And they all cap here in Vegas.
Yeah, they'll cap you. They'll cap you. They're not going to.
Oh, thank you, Worst Ever Poker. Says,
You know,
our stream is great. Just letting us know, Dutch.
Gosh, 21 bigs. I mean, like, eventually we're going to have to call him. Ace 10's not quite where I want it to be.
Yeah, that's a good question. I am the rookie and the vet. He's asking a really good. He's changing the subject.
All right.
Oh my gosh, Bobby. Don't, Bobby, don't. That's funny. So I'm the rookie and the vet. Says new discussion,
By the way, it's good to see you, Worst Ever Poker.
and he says plenty of comps. Sad face. Aww. Sorry, I'm laughing. I'm just.
And before you move on, Charlie and SC actually has something really interesting to say,
Oh, which one?
and I want to actually reply to it because
Where, who?
Charlie and SC says maybe it's better to understand that it wasn't your money to start off with.
Yeah, it's
rather than
4,000.
I
Yeah.
want to win my money back, but that is not the right way to look at it. Unfortunately,
Because I
that
would
is
look at it
not
like that.
the
If
right
I was,
way
but
to look at
but
it.
if I was the one that lost that much money, I would do that.
It's a lot easier on the psyche, but it reminds me of a joke. So a guy comes out to Vegas
Oh, I love this joke. This is my favorite joke, actually. It's a good joke.
for his honeymoon, right? And his wife passes out on the bed, and he can't sleep. So he's staying on the strip, get the Golden Nugget or whatever, and he decides to go down and gamble. He takes a $5 red chip and goes down and he places it on his lucky number, 27, his wife's birthday, and it comes out. And all of a sudden now he is
What? How much money did he put on it?
$170.
No, how much did he put on it? Just
$5.
$5. Okay.
He lets it ride one more time on the same number, and it hits again. So at this point, he's up something like 4,500. He takes the 4,500 and he just goes to the craps table where he has one of those epic runs. Where 2 hours later he holds the dice for 2 hours. He's the golden arm, and he's run his $4,500 all the way up to $60,000. He decides to keep on running it well, and he sits down at the baccarat table and he just can't lose. Runs it up to $100,000. He's getting tired. He decides he's going to just have one more bet before he goes back to bed. So he asks the casino if he can go to the blackjack and put it all on one hand. And they say, go for it. He does $100,000 on this one hand, and everyone's around. He knows he's going to win. It's one of those situations. He's just on the run of a lifetime. Of course he's going to win. And he gets a 20. It's awesome. Dealer gets a blackjack, and that's gone. It's gone. So he goes back up to his room, kind of shaken. And his wife asks how he did, and he's like, lost $5. And he has the best sleep of his life.
He has the best sleep. I don't think he'd have the best sleep of his life.
Oh, trust me, when you lose that much money, you sleep well.
Is that right? I
But
don't
for
know.
him to look at it and say, well, it
I
was
think
not
I would
really my
be-
money to begin with. It was your money. When you put $100,000 on the blackjack table, sir, that was your $100,000. As soon as you win it, it's yours. And it doesn't matter how how you got it. It's your money. So the guy could have left and saved himself.
Yeah, but woulda,
100
coulda,
grand.
shoulda. I'm sure there's so many gamblers that woulda, coulda, shoulda.
Yeah,
That's what Vegas feeds off
but
of.
that's the thing. He would never have gotten up to 100 grand if he stopped at the first at the first spin of roulette.
And you're saying he would never get
Baby, I
beyond.
won $175. Let's go to the buffet. It's like, okay.
Well, it's just like everything in moderation, just like drugs.
Yes. Heroin in moderation.
Everything in moderation. Sugar, heroin, pizza. Just joking. Just say no. Okay, the rookie and the vet has a new discussion at Dutch Boy Next Mall. How does someone who plays poker for a living have an A-plus bankroll management if they're taking money out to pay for everyday expenses? What happens when you have bills to pay and you also run bad? This is something I thought about recently.
What happens when you have bills to pay and you run bad at poker?
Get a job.
You got to get a job, man. That's what happens.
You start selling your shit.
You start selling your shit. You start
You
asking.
go on Etsy and you make
strangers
for
clay.
clay.
Loans is basically what you end up doing. Like
You try to get people to back you.
you start like trying to make paper jewelry and sell you sell it on Etsy.
Just
You go. This is what you do. You go to the Hard Rock and Caesar's Palace, and you look for. You buy a whole rack of $5 chips for $500, and you start looking at each individual one until you find like the Black Crowes $5 commemorative chip or the Rolling Stones $5 commemorative chip. You take those out, you cash your chips back in for your money, and you sell those $5 chips on eBay for $9 each. Mm-hmm. You'll be back to running good. Look, there's plenty of ways to make money in Vegas. There's plenty of ways to make money.
you can be a flipper. You can go to garage sales and start flipping. There's all kinds of ways. But yeah, you just if you run bad, then you either have to.
Let's defend here with Queen 10 off.
I guess you would have to.
You gotta you gotta stop running bad, or you gotta find a different way to make money. That's what you have to
recycle
do.
cans.
I know that there's
know.
money in recycling cans.
I know you can make money recycling cans.
Got Real Below Above guys, a true poker legend in the stream. Good to see you, man. It's Kevin Saul, everybody.
Oh, hey, Kevin.
WPT champion.
What's up, dude?
Pros pro. Damn fine looking man. How you doing? Mm-hmm. Good to see you.
I think he's getting married soon.
Yeah, I think that's true.
Congratulations. Waiting for invitations. I love wedding cake.
Okay. We were going to change the subject, right?
We just did. We just did. The subject was changed about the. Let's see what we got. Yeah, you're right. Let's see what else we got.
And you know what, like a fool, I'm not so sure that that's true about the video poker machine manufacturers designing their games to show near misses. I don't think that that's actually true. I think that most of the video poker machines on the strip, actually deal a random deck where. Because I think that there's actually been some I think that some of the manufacturers have gotten in trouble for this. Is let's say that you have a flush draw, right? Let's say a straight flush draw. So you have Ace, King, Queen, Jack of Hearts, and you're gonna go for it, and. If you don't hit your hand, if you don't get one of the hands, they want to actually have kind of the near miss. So it's like a 9 of clubs. So it kind of makes you feel like, oh, I almost hit the straight, something like that. Or a 9 of diamonds where it's like, oh, wrong red, things like that. And I'm pretty sure that some of the machine manufacturers have gotten into trouble for manufacturing the near misses on video poker because you're really supposed to be drawing from the 52 card deck. And I don't know if that's actually the case. I'm sure it is online, but I'm pretty sure that when they submit their games to be audited at video poker, with slot machines, I'm pretty sure that is the case. I'm pretty sure that with a lot of slot machines, they're going to make it look closer than it actually is. But with video poker, it's a little bit different because they're actually. You're actually supposed to be throwing away a card, and you're supposed to have a random chance of getting, the other cards that are left in the deck. So there's a pretty fundamental difference there. But I know that you're right, but I don't think that. I'm pretty sure that pretty much any of the video poker machines that you see on the strip, in order to pass gaming muster, have to not manufactured like the close amounts. They don't, they don't come up with, did you win or not, and then if you didn't win, what card do they give you? They just give you a card. I'm pretty sure. Okay, I'm making the fold. Chris Angel 11. I thought you were gone, man.
So he's listening to the blackjack story, and he said that if he would have a set price about how much he would win and then stop.
I don't think that's the right way to do it. I think it's important to have...
Really? You don't think having a stop win is...
No.
Well, they're talking about...
No, if you
They're
have a
talking about
stop
blackjack,
win, man,
though.
anything.
Really?
Yeah, if you have a stop win, then you're always going to, have this cap
I'm up.
to how good it can go. You should have a stop loss that you move up with you. So if you go to the casino with $100 and you decide, all I'm going to let myself lose is $100, then and you go on a run like you've never seen and you're up to $1,200, then you should keep that same stop loss of $100. So if you go from $1,200 down to $1,100,
Oh, yeah, I
you should
agree
walk away.
there.
But you shouldn't have a stop win.
Okay,
You shouldn't be
I
like,
agree.
I just hit 1,000, time to go home.
Okay, when you put it that way, you kind of do have a stop
Because then
win.
what
Because
happens
your
is
stop win is it when you lose $100.
But it's not a stop win; it's a stop loss.
I
There's
guess.
a fundamental difference.
All right.
With a stop win of 1,000, you
But you're
can get
still
up to
up.
$995.
So you shouldn't
and
adjust-
then lose it all back.
You shouldn't adjust your loss. Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying that you
Okay,
keep
that
your
makes
stop
sense.
loss, but you have it go up with with your results.
So you have it go up then? So if you,
don't
won
increase
1,000.
your stop loss.
Oh, that's what
You
I'm seeing. Okay.
have it raised with you. So
So you keep
you're
it
up
the same.
$1,100. You still have your stop loss of 100. You get back down to 1,000, then you walk away.
Well, that makes sense because I think people what they tend to do is when they win like $1,000, and then they're like, okay, I can lose 500 now, and then or I can lose 200 or 300 or whatever.
JD Cole 72. Good to see you, man. Always a pleasure to see JD in the stream.
He's been running with his Fitbit.
Do you think that online poker should be considered gaming like an esport kid that plays Call of Duty professionally?
No.
I don't understand the question.
He's asking if it should be an esport game like Call of Duty. If playing online poker should be an esport like Call of Duty, like the gaming. I don't think so. It's different.
So JD Cole is doing. He's actually one of those rare mental health professionals that doesn't just look at poker as an addictive gambling game. He's working on his doctoral thesis right now, his dissertation, and it's going to be about what kind of factors you consider as a career counselor if you're going to counsel a child
Oh,
to
poker
go
is
into
one of them.
poker as a career.
Oh.
Like what should you be looking at? And it's interesting because I think a lot of career counselors out there would just say you should never counsel a child to go into poker as a career. A lot of poker players would say the same thing. No, I would never advise a teenager to ever try to be a professional poker player. A lot of people would say that, pros even. But there is a certain type of person out there whose life is going to be a lot better taking poker as a career than doing something else. And
What are you
he's trying to
looking
figure
for?
out who that person is.
Probably kids that like Magic the Gathering.
I don't know who those kids are, but JD Cole's
Well,
going to find them,
Probably kids that
and
like
we're going to turn them into gamblers.
probably kids that like Magic the Gathering and D&D. I would think Dungeons and Dragons. People that like
You think Phil
games.
Ivey was playing Dungeons and Dragons as a teenager?
Well, people that likes playing games.
Think Doyle Brunson or Daniel Negreanu was like, hand me my D20.
I don't know. They could be.
I'm going to swing at the skeleton.
I don't know what Daniel Negreanu was doing. I
He
mean,
was
I don't
hustling
know.
pool and
So he's a
playing
pool.
and
So
hustling
he's
poker.
but before that though, he was like doing something.
There was no before that.
Well, then how did he get into pool hustling? I mean, why would you want to do that? Hustle pool.
It takes a special type of person.
Danny, why did you hustle all those people from playing pool or at playing pool?
Okay, let's make the fold here against OIC or MT.
Well, I think it would be.
I only smoke heroin on the weekends now.
I only smoke heroin on the weekends. Let's see.
Uh,
What did Doyle Bronson do in the beginning? It seems like.
what was he
Before-
doing
what was
in the
he
beginning?
Doing? What was his job?
Well, I mean, he went to college.
For what? You know.
Do
Have you read Super Systems?
I have, yeah, I have it. I have all his books, including his biography,
Doesn't it have it
The
in there?
Godfather
Like,
of Poker. Doyle Brunson before poker. I'm trying to think. I mean, I'm pretty sure he got his degree. And what did he do before? I don't know.
I think there's other factors to
Business
look at
machine
too.
salesman is what he was. He was a salesman of business machines. Go around selling copiers and faxes, I guess.
Oh, that's kind of cool. Salesman.
Dot matrix printers. Punch card systems.
See, and then he became big when the online poker casinos came about.
No,
Like-
he was already a road gambler, so he
But was he
already,
like big? Because I think that with this equation of finding like talent,
when people started looking at
we should look at it, the world as if it didn't have that online luck thing happening.
Doyle Brunson was very big before online poker was ever around. He had already won 2 world championships.
But he's only
by
big.
the time the 80s
But
came
it's
around.
big. But it's big in comparison to what? I mean, like
In
a pool
comparison-
of 100 people.
A pool of about 10,000 people who took
10,000
poker seriously.
people.
Yeah, I would say
Okay,
that there were still.
I think it's more. I would take the under.
There were still, several hundred professional poker players back in the 70s and the 60s, and Doyle was kind of at the top of that. They weren't all coming out for the world championship, but by the end of the 70s, I'm pretty sure that, like when Stu Unger won his first main event, I'm pretty sure that it had something like 170 people. When Doyle won him, it was less than 100, I think. He won 76, 77. How many people were in 77? I don't know. 34 entrants in 77.
Yeah, I don't
He
know.
was playing against guys like Bones
It's an
Berlin.
interesting dissertation. I would like to read it. I suppose.
But for the most part, he
When
was
you're
a
done, JD.
road gambler. He was going to home games in Texas, and that was a different time. It was definitely a hustler's game back then. Where everyone was cheating the games.
So criminals. If you're a criminal,
Yeah,
that's what you're looking for, JD Cole. Criminal.
you're looking for criminals.
Little bad boys in school. That'd be really funny. Like if you got sent to the principal office, right? Instead of like going to alternative school, you're going to poker school. You're gonna learn to hustle. You're gonna learn to be a pool shark. Maybe it's the whole idea of being bad, like a bad person. Like it's kind of like a bad thing.
I remember Brunson and a bunch of those guys at the High Limit game. They pulled some shenanigans on that WPT stock back in the day too. There was a big SEC investigation of that because if I remember how it worked,
They're just criminals. Like, is that what you're
Doyle
saying?
made this big public offer, but not like a legitimate public offer, like a Twitter, like back in the day
He
where
tweeted. There's no
where
tweet.
he was saying that he was going to make an offer for the WPT stock, and it just took a huge spike. And then when it turned out that it wasn't a real offer, it completely crashed. And a lot of people made a lot of money there, a lot of insiders, and Doyle played with Lyle pretty much every day. And when you look at some of the biggest insider trading was going on with Bradley Berman, his son.
Maybe that's why Donald Trump blocked him on Twitter.
Yeah, maybe. I do think that's one of the funniest things to happen this whole election cycle. Doyle Brunson getting blocked by
everyone.
by Donald Trump.
That's
Our
just-
president blocked Doyle Brunson on Twitter.
Oh
It's
my
like, do
God!
you even
And he was a
follow Doyle?
fan.
He was a huge
fan.
fan. He was betting everybody that Trump was going to win.
That's right. He probably
You
won a
know,
lot of money from
he
Trump.
did. He made a lot of money off of that election. He had a
Mm-hmm.
lot of people take that action because it just looked like such a lock that Trump wasn't going to
Oh,
win.
did you know what? I heard this on NPR. So there's an EU betting site, and I guess that the Patriots, like for the last 5 years during the coin toss, when they get it, they always do heads, and so this EU betting company had that line for even money, and they lost a lot of money because, like, in the last 2 years, they've always called heads or whatever.
Is that right?
Yeah, and they didn't even notice until 2 hours because everybody was betting it hard.
And they didn't even out their lines, huh?
Yeah, they didn't even out their lines, and everybody was betting it hard. They lost a lot of money. I mean, they lost, like they said, in the I guess in the 5 figures. So, I mean, it still sucks, and they were hoping that the toss, because in the Super Bowl, you guys know that you can bet all kinds of weird shit.
All right. Okay, we get the call.
What do you have here? Tens?
10.
10?
Yep.
Queen?
10.
Just a
For
10?
the king.
King 10? King 10's good.
It's good. It's definitely good.
Oh, yeah. Well, also, JD, you have to consider that poker. You have it's your money, and I think these games like Dota and COD, they're like there's not really there's just a time investment. There's no money investment. So I think these kids it is different in that respect. You know. Hey, finger. Glad nobody tries to cheat the game today. That's right. That is a good movie story, right? You have a it would be like gangsters. It'd be like that. What was that? Was it called Gangster's Paradise? That movie, or the school movie with Michelle Pfeiffer, with all those troubled teens.
No, it wasn't called Gangs.
But that's the song. But the song was Gangster Paradise. But what was that song?
Dangerous Minds.
Dangerous Minds. Yeah, the kids in Dangerous Minds. Instead of whatever I'd never seen the movie, but whatever they go through, they would be like going to poker school.
I don't really remember Dangerous Minds. I don't think
But it'd be really
they weren't
funny.
being punished. It was just a normal. I don't think it was.
But there's bad kids.
I don't think it was like a breakfast type thing. I think it.
But they were-
Breakfast Club type thing. I think it was it wasn't like detention, where they had to like write
Yeah, but
poetry.
they were like bad
It was
kids,
just
right?
her
It's like,
class.
but wasn't it like bad kids? Like they were like bad kids.
Yes, they were ghetto kids. They were
Yeah,
bad
but
kids.
but imagine if they were like poker players.
bad kids in school.
I don't know. I mean, okay, fine. Breakfast Club. Imagine the Breakfast Club. Instead of being in detention, they were like at poker school.
C-Mac
It doesn't sound that
85
interesting now, though, when I put it
says,
that way. Like the Breakfast Club. Probably turn off poker, if anything, right, guys?
Well, yeah, you don't want to make it a punishment, right? C-Mac 85 says Johnny Hughes always said, "Time to quit a poker game." Oh, government cheese, 15 months in a row. Boom! Thank you so much, man. The time to quit a poker game was the very second that quitting crossed your mind. You know, keep in
Should I
mind that
quit?
Johnny Hughes, he has a lot of experience as a poker player, and he did it, for a living for a very small period of his life. But he went on to do other things where he didn't have to rely on poker for a living. When you are a professional poker player who is trying to make a career out of actually playing the game, and all you are, all of your bills come directly from actually winning, you don't really have the luxury of not putting in the hours. And one of the biggest differences between someone who's successful as a career poker player and someone who's a failure is someone who's is the number of hours they're actually willing to commit on the felt, virtual or otherwise. Because you can't just, I'll play 8 hours this week, I'll play 10 hours this week. You actually have to put in a solid work week and have a work ethic, when it comes to how many hours you're willing to commit to the game. So I can't tell you how often I've walked to the table. I'm driving to the win. I'm thinking, man, I don't really want to play. If every single time you quit before you even got started, you just won't be able to put in the hours that are necessary to do it for a living.
You definitely have to be consistent,
It's
right?
good. It's definitely good advice if you're playing as a semi-pro or as someone, if you have another income, where if you don't feel like playing, you shouldn't force yourself to play. If you feel like something bad's gonna happen, then you should probably not go in with a negative mindset. But if you're doing it as a career, you don't really have the choice. You don't get the luxury of saying, yeah, you know what, I'm going to not play tonight because it's crossed my mind to not play. And Johnny Hughes always said,
Johnny, choose what you were saying.
Johnny is definitely someone to look up to. And one of the things that I really like about Johnny Hughes is that he actually lived a really awesome life that touched a lot of people. Here's a guy who could have been one of the all-time old school greats of poker, along with any of them. A lot of ways he was one of them. But instead of grinding for 20 or 30 years in Vegas, he went back, got his PhD, became a teacher, and touched a lot of lives. He was in the music business. He did a lot of really cool things in his life away from poker, and he was a very young man when he was actually relying on poker as a living. I don't think that he would have been able to survive out here in Vegas if every time he was going to prop the Raz game at Golden Nugget, he was like, you know what, I have a bad feeling about this session, I better just not go. You don't really get that luxury if you're trying to do it as a career. So 34 out of 60, guys. We haven't really moved chip-wise. That King 10 hand was kind of nice. Getting down to it. Here we got a big flip. Pretty significant for both of these players. I guess anytime we see one of these, I guess we root for the player who has more chips. Because at this point, eliminations actually do kind of matter.
I have that song in my head.
Man, these jeans.
Do you think that's how they came up with? Do you think that's how they came up with Paradise Poker?
No.
Oh. You don't think that's how they came up with the name?
No.
Oh. All right. D-Freshness asks how I got the @first Twitter handle. Well, in 2008, we searched for good handles, and that one happened to be available.
And Mo is better than Steel says also in Counter-Strike, if you're on a top 15 team, 75 players, you make at least 7 figures. I don't think that's true. I don't think there are 75 people playing Counter-Strike who are making $1 million a year. I'm pretty sure that that's not right. I think that the average salary of a professional e-gamer is somewhere around $60,000 a year. And it's very few and far between people who are actually making 7 figures. Like, maybe like 10 guys a year make that much.
I don't know. You don't think it's that many people, is what you're saying?
Not a chance. I don't think 75 people are making 7 figures a year.
Probably 7 figures is probably much. It's probably, but they do probably make quite a bit with sponsorship. It's a huge...
Yeah, I'm sure that they do, but still, it's not 7 figures. All right. Wow, look at this one. I don't think that we can fold this, but it's a kind of a weird one to play out of position too. I don't want to 3-bet though, because I feel like we're just opening ourselves up to get 4-bet off the hand. So making the call, seeing what happens.
Lay down. You okay?
Mo is better than Steele. Says Dutch. What is the highest live big blind win, big bet win per hour possible? I don't think that you're going to find anybody here in Vegas who is putting in, more than 30 hours a week, who is able to sustain more than 15 big blinds per hour. I don't think that you're going to find that. Now, there are certain games that come along and certain times that come along where you can make a lot more than 15 big blinds an hour, but I think that if you put in, more than 30 or 40 hours a week full time, that's going to be the cap. So at 2.5 no limit, you're looking at a cap of 75 an hour, and that's as good as it's going to get. And that is those are the best of the best. Most do not have that. Most 2.5 no limit grinders who are actually making a living doing it, I would suggest, are probably more around 30 to 35, 7 big blinds an hour. 1.3 no limit, I think that they're probably looking at about 20 to 25 an hour. $15 big blinds an hour live is as good as it's going to, as you're bound to see, and that's practicing really good game selection, playing on the weekends, playing at nights, and everything going right, and you're the best in Vegas, which means you're the best in the world. I don't think I could pull 15 big blinds an hour out of a 2.5 no limit game. I think I could probably do 7. I think like 6 or 7 is about as good as I'm going to be able to actually pull out of those games. Maybe more. I might be able to pull 9 or 10. I don't really have the volume in 2.5 live to really give you my own personal average. Did online, but that's pre-Black Friday numbers and kind of worthless now. But I've talked and compared a lot of graphs, and that's as good as you're gonna find. And you know what? Anybody who is making that much at 2.5 no limit is probably not playing 2.5 no limit. They're probably playing 5.10 no limit, or 10.25 no limit, or 25.50 no limit, where the big blinds per hour is going to be lower. Queen Jack suited, 19 and a half big blinds. We got a call from Golden Boy. I think I'll just make the call as well.
Come here. Why are you running away?
By the way, Bobby Big Blind, did you see that? Did you see Bax took second to Christian Harder in the PokerStars Caribbean Adventure main event? Pretty impressive. Pretty impressive.
He's in a roll.
The adult man making the squeeze play. It's irritating. 2.5x to make the call. Did we do it? Queen Jack suited out of position. 2.5x. 2.5 to 1.
You need to put the Kappa Dutch on there. Let's see that guy, the Kappa guy. Gosh, that HD Kappa is much better than the normal one.
Yeah, it is.
Look at how
isn't it?
ugly the normal, the pixelated one is.
He's lost some weight. In the HD.
Yeah, I know. The HD one, he's like all... it looks like they actually changed the quality. Because I don't remember it being that, like, pixelated. Is that good?
And yeah, obviously Bax is doing fine. He's always going to be doing fine.
Bax is good with his money. He's a good money manager.
Pretty good with his money.
He's a...
You're not going to see Bax ever...
ever broke.
Ever
Come on.
putting in, betting an 80th of his roll on a blackjack hand.
I don't think I've ever seen him play blackjack or anything like that, ever.
And I've never seen him in the pit.
Ever.
Oh, my favorite jeans, man.
What's wrong with your jeans?
They're ripping.
Oh, do you want me to rip a hole in them for you?
No, I don't.
I will.
I'll be holding on to these jeans as long as I can.
That reminds me, I ripped a hole in
Favorite
my jeans.
jeans?
It really sucked.
All right, I'll
putting my sock
It'll
on,
make
it
the
ripped.
fold. Getting down to a guy's 15 bigs here.
So how do we have the information bar up?
Yeah.
Okay.
42 out
cool.
of 53.
Oh.
Our stack is just stagnating.
Can you lay down?
So Mo is better than Steele, saying, just in prize money, the 15th team is Cloud9, and just their prize money was $700K. But isn't that split between the whole team and the team owner?
What he's talking about?
Yeah, I don't think.
Oh, for
I don't.
Yeah, it's split.
This is
dude.
not just like one person walking away with, 7 figures. Look, I might be right. I might be wrong. Mo is better. You'd know better than I would. Obviously, I'm sure that you follow esports more than I do. I find it really hard to believe that 75 people in the world are making more than 7 figures a year playing Counter-Strike. I call, basically. Link or GTFO.
Here's the link, Dutch.
Okay,
No,
let's see
I'm
it.
just kidding.
Let's see it. I
They're
just
legal.
don't-
What are we looking at? Call of Duty?
We're saying how many
How much does a Call of or Counter Strike?
are actually making 7 figures a year?
All right.
Because I don't think it's anywhere close to 75.
I told you, Dutch. We
players
should have
making
learned
7
how to
figures
play
a year
Counter Strike
each.
that day.
I think that you're seeing teams that maybe the whole team can make that much, which means that
But no. We're talking about
team members are making
but
200,000 a year.
we're talking about sponsorship too
Still
and
really
stuff.
good. Yeah, I know we are. But you bundle it all. And I don't think that you're looking at 75
Oh my God.
esports champions out there making 7 figures a year, even if you combine all of them, even if you combine League of Legends, Dota, Battlefield, Counter-Strike, Hearthstone.
400,000
I think you get all
divided
of
in the
them.
teams.
Yeah, I think that you're looking at
Each player are being
divided by the
paid
team, and it's a
$3,000
team
a
owner,
month.
Too. I think a lot of them have a salary, and they have their deals are probably pretty oppressive. Okay, here we go, guys.
Not really. You know what? Death by video game, that book I read, it's pretty interesting. It's a really
Look,
good read.
Whoever's paying their salary is getting a pretty good cut of what they make. Okay, so we just make the shove. We got 5 big blinds plus the Andes without having to fade a flop.
Well, what's really cool about the book Death by Video Game,
Yeah.
that it actually talks about the the League of Legends company actually buying.
What is this book you're talking about? Tell us what you're talking about.
Talking about Death by Video Game. It's a book I read
Do you know who
about
wrote
video games. Simon.
it?
Something.
Simon
Just
wrote
some
it.
guy named Simon that's a video game writer. Ooh, thank you.
Gil Docs with the 300 cheers, man.
But no, guys, you guys should read it.
Ooh.
It's a really good book. It starts out talking about how these guys that were playing League of Legends in those Korean video game places. What are they? Video game stores? Is that what they call them? What do they call those places? Cafes. And how the guy dies, playing for he dies and no one even notices that he's dead for 9 hours. And it starts out like that, and it goes about how video games have changed, and it goes on as you proceed in the chapters, telling you about League of Legends are professional gamers and how the actual studio has paid for these kids to like live in these houses, like whatever their team is. I think it's a team of 5, and these like 20-year-olds or whatever, and they're like secluded. They play video games for 10 hours a day. They train all day, and the League of Legends studios actually pays for their food and their their housing and everything until. So they have so they can have, so they would stay and actually learn to play. And I think they said that they started at 60,000, maybe. I'm thinking I'd have to look at the actual quote in the book, and then they can get sponsorships and whatnot. That's for League of Legends. So I think you can make a lot of money if you're a really, really, really good gamer. But I agree with Dutch. I don't think there's a bunch of people winning $1 million. And I do believe that they do split the money amongst each other. And the owners probably do take a huge percentage of it.
Getting it in good. And oh my gosh, he's got some outs. We dodge.
Oh my God,
What
that
a
was
turn
horrible.
card.
That could have been horrible.
He's just crushing our dreams.
But yeah, so if you guys are into gaming, let me find a link to the book. Let me get the exact book here.
It's nice when you make the 3-bet shove and you get it in good like that with ace-9 off.
That was amazing, Dutch.
I played
You should
it
be a
amazing.
professional poker player.
Maybe I will be. I'll talk to JD about it.
Okay.
See if
We'll have a house. We'll rent it. We'll get a house.
career going.
We'll get a house, and no one can talk to you. You have to play and dream poker. And they even had maids and everything in service. It's really weird
Really?
to me. Yeah, they just their job was to study. They would watch each other play.
This poker thing doesn't work. Maybe I could be a maid.
It's called Death by Video by Simon Parker. Here's the good reads, guys. Very good book. I read it in a few days, so there you go. There you go. Yeah, there you go. Jesus says that he follows esports closely, and there's no way that 75 CS players make 77 figures each. Yeah, I don't think they make that much. Maybe one a person.
Jesus said exactly the same thing that I said, that I don't even think 75 esports players are making that much. I think that you're probably looking at about a dozen esports players individually who are averaging more than $1 million a year. Like maybe
But
12,
you can be one, Dutch, is
15,
the point.
Maybe 20.
But you can be one of them.
No.
Yes, you will.
No, I couldn't.
I will make it happen.
And I'll tell you how I know I couldn't. It's because when I'm playing Rust with my little brother,
He's really
16
good.
years old,
Austin's really good.
and he brings on Andrew.
Andrew's
and
really good.
both of them are better than me at this game. And I'm like, how
Well,
can
that's
be
why
be-
you need them to carry you, dude.
I have been fragging people since before you were both born. And you guys are better than me. You guys are 16 years old and you have school. So how are you getting better? I don't understand it. I might have put 1,000 hours into Rust, and these guys still just school me every time. I'm glad they're on my team. Because I'm like, okay, here, Andrew, you're taking the semi-auto. I'll take the revolver. Because you're a better shot than me. Are you ready, little buddy? It's like, oh, my dad's kicking me off the internet. Fuck! Put your dad on Discord. Put your dad on Discord, Andrew. Excuse me, Mr. Clean. We really need your son's help here. Our base is in trouble. Please don't take him off.
We're getting raided.
Here. We're getting
I stopped
raided.
playing that game because it sucks. That game sucks.
His dad kicks him off the internet at 6 p.m. every night,
Good.
and
So you
we
can
got
play?
raided at 5:55 p.m.
Rigged.
It's like, oh my god.
Why does his dad just kicks him off because it's too much? It's probably best, honestly.
All right. Maybe we should have gone for a check raise.
What do you have here, Queen?
3-4.
3-4 is really good. Maybe they're gonna shove anyway.
Nah, he's not gonna shove.
I'm thinking about something.
He's thinking about calling.
No, it's folding because it's either
He's thinking about calling with the pocket sevens.
You think so?
Yeah.
What, honey? Do you want to come back up here?
So Boning Fish says, do robots play those video games? They're getting there.
You think robots do?
Well, there was that big announcement that Blizzard made during BlizzCon, where they're working with. I can't remember if it's it's Amazon or Google.
I thought it was Google. Could be an Amazon though.
Could be
Shit.
IBM too.
No, I don't think it was IBM. Let me look it up. Blizzard is working with whom?
Look at this. We got Paul Daywald auto hosting us. That's nice.
Oh, hey, Paul.
I don't think he's here.
Oh, he's not?
They're forcing him to auto host.
Oh, thanks. You don't know. He probably is. They have a whole section with artificial intelligence. It's an offshoot.
Okay, guys, we're going on break.
It's Google.
It's Google.
It's called DeepMind.
Here we go, guys. We are 28 out of 49. We're running it up. We practically doubled that last level. We're going to be coming back with 20 big blinds in 4 minutes, and we have a lot of we have a lot of play here. We're going to be making a final table. I feel it. We're going to be winning this tournament, guys. Make sure to click on the follow button. The only way we're going to win this is if a couple of you guys follow. We need more follows. We're trying to get to a goal here.
Yeah, what is your goal today?
10 follows. We get 10 follows. I'd be
All
happy.
right, whatever, dude. Yeah.
You guys can do it.
Okay,
If
let's
you're
go
not
take a break
following
because
the
Gene
stream,
needs
make
to
sure
go
to click on
outside.
follow. And hey, by the way, check out the Patreon page. We'll be right back. Okay, guys, we're back. You guys are awesome. Really appreciate you being here. Thank you for everybody who just hit that follow button. None of you. Nobody clicked the follow button. So thank you to none of you.
Shut up. They don't want to see it yet, though, dude, because it's like 5-minute delay.
No, they saw it.
Oh, they did? They just saw it, huh? Well, they still have to think about it, man.
They're still thinking about whether it's worth the click, whether it's worth their time to go like that.
Well, I got to fix the payouts here.
Is it worth your time to go like that?
Well, they might not be able to, man. They might be on like their Xbox.
I don't know what your time is worth.
I'm gonna call you Salty. Salty Sir.
Salty Sir.
Salty Sir Dutch.
Why am I salty? I'm not salty.
You're always salty.
I'm not, though.
Man, you're lucky that I'm here and I'm so sweet because it balances out your salt.
You're so wrong. I'm a little ray of sunshine every stream.
We should rename our
Every
stream
single time I
Salty
get
and
knocked out,
Sweet.
It's just with a big smile.
That's right.
Sorry,
you
I just took that bad
Are you,
beat, Dutch.
now you're
It's
so.
all right.
Why are you being so salty
I'll get it
again?
next time.
Why you gotta be salty again? I gotta find these payouts for you. My dog just. Come here, baby. You want to come back up here? Just being weird.
Well, that's not going to do it for Dad is DB.
Dead as DB.
He's got such a wide VPIP. I kind of like his shove there with the King 7. He still had a little bit of fold equity, and I bet he was loving it when Via Dolman actually made the squeeze.
Thank you, Chris Angel.
It's much better than calling and then having 3-1-3 pride. Well, I don't know. Maybe he would have preferred going three-way with that hand. Maverick PP says, so Dutch, what's your take on free play poker games? Does that help or hurt your game?
Free play? Like free rolls?
Like, I don't even think he was talking about free rolls.
He's talking about
Like
Zynga? I think it
Poker
hurts.
Stars for free money.
I think it
The
hurts.
WSOP app. You think it hurts your game?
Well, I guess I don't think it hurts your game, but you do if you're playing a lot of, if you're trying, you learn bad habits.
See, I disagree. When I was first getting started playing poker and poker tournaments, I remember there was a video game out by Mask Publishing, and I think it was called the World Series of Poker Adventure, something like that. I'm gonna make the folder with 9-2. And basically,
Because it depends
you'd get
on
a
the
bus
platform.
with $10,000, and they'd have the little animation of your bus rolling into the Greyhound station. And you'd get out and you'd go sign up for the World Series.
Crop.
And you'd play the World Series, and this is free poker against AI opponents. And I feel like, I played this over and over and over. Let's go ahead and just call here. I played it over and over and over until I was actually doing pretty well in it. And what do we think? 973.
What, baby?
We'll just check. I think seeing a lot of hands dealt to you and seeing a lot of flops and seeing a lot of turns and showdowns gives you an intuitive sense of what figures to be the best hand pre-flop, what figures to be the best hand post-flop. It gives you practice in reading hands, gives you practice in understanding what hands can beat you. And when you're playing free poker against real players, it's better than playing free poker against AI. So I think that there's value in playing free poker against bad AI. I think there's more value in playing free poker against good AI, and there's plenty of value in playing free poker against other players. Once you start adding prizes, once you actually start adding something at stake, the difference is pretty drastic. Playing for a little bit of money is probably a more useful learning tool than playing for no money. Definitely when somebody has something at risk, they play a lot better. But it doesn't mean that there's not any value in seeing a lot of hands dealt and seeing a lot of turns and rivers. What I would say, though, is that there's probably better uses for your time, Maverick, if you're trying to get better at poker. I think that if you're going to say, okay, well, I don't have the bankroll to play any sort of cash game right now. Yeah, but how can you not? How can you not even have like $5 or $10? You have $10, Get $10, put it on Ignition or whatever, ACR, wherever you are, and play the 1 cent, 2 cent no limit game. You know, I mean, if you go broke, then repeat that process a few times and keep on doing that until you're not losing anymore. You know, I'm not saying you're losing. I'm just saying one in general, one person.
Okay.
Are we gonna
Let's
stick
sneeze.
with 2.5? Yeah, I believe we are. 2.5x. So I think that's probably a better use of your time, and I think that you'd get more value out of that. And you know what you'd get even more value out of is probably spending that money on an Upswing Poker, subscription, and actually spending a month in the lab watching videos from some of the great players. So pretty quick, let's go ahead and fire out a half pot bet here. Pretty quick check there, Golden Boy. If we get check raised, it's going to suck. Wow, we might have just induced a check raise. Look at that. He's really thinking about it here. Making the fold with Jack 9 off.
What's up, baby?
You know, you're probably better off if you're trying to improve your game. You're probably better off instead of spending 10 hours a week in 1 cent, 2 cent no limit games, to actually spend 10 hours a week actually studying the game, watching videos from training sites, checking out books from the library. Go out to Amazon, start buying some books, read Lucky Chewy's new book. Tell me how it is. You probably, so there's an opportunity cost for sure, but does it hurt your game? I don't think so. I don't think it's going to hurt your game. It's going to make the fold here with King 4 off. I think it'll help your game. I'm not going to play Zynga Poker. I don't think it'll help my game.
I don't think it'll help your game either. I think it's ridiculous. I think Zynga Poker, I think people are just playing aggressive and they just...
Definitely going to be some diminishing returns
I
there,
just don't feel like it's a good... I mean, I feel like you're going to learn bad habits, in my opinion. I feel like some people...
So you think if I played Zynga Poker, I would learn bad habits?
Sure, yeah.
No.
You would.
I wouldn't.
You're
learn
very
a goddamn
impressionable.
thing.
You wouldn't learn a goddamn thing. That's right. You know what? You'd probably tilt I would just hear it all day. I can't believe this guy. Oh my gosh. But,
Yeah.
I mean, when I play free rolls, it's just same. I mean,
at one point, I think Chris Moneymaker had like the most
guess.
Poker Stars Play Money chips.
I guess it's not so bad, I suppose.
He
I
had
think
like a sick amount of
I
Poker
think
Stars
I
Play Money
think
chips. He won
doing
them all.
play money on poker, like a poker platform rather than Zynga, is probably better.
Yeah.
Because Zynga is like ridiculous. Like anyone can play, right? Like my little niece,
Oh,
right? It's like you're playing like 10-year-olds and shit.
yeah.
So I mean, little 10-year-old has like 10 million in Zynga money.
Yeah. He's
I just
preparing-
shove anything.
He's preparing for his career.
Yeah, and
The
then
poker
exactly, and that's why you have kids that play the way they play because of bad habits.
Man, I was playing with a young kid this week at the Venetian. The Venetian MSPT. He was young. He looked younger than he was too. He's
And he was
21.
nice too. No,
Just
you
turned
don't.
21 a couple of months ago.
And he played Zynga. That's how he learned it, right?
No, he'd been playing for a couple of years at Indian casinos where it's 18 and up,
18, yeah.
and he even got a dealer job.
And he really is really
So-
dedicated, honestly.
He's learning.
Yeah, he's dedicated to
Yeah.
that.
He wasn't that bad. He actually was a pretty good little
He
hand
busted
reader.
you out.
No,
Aw.
actually, yeah, he
Yeah.
did. It was him who busted me out of the six max. He folds around to me. I've got 15 big blinds, and I make the shove with ace 8. And he sits there just tanking, and he's like, "Okay, this is on the line. I think I'll make the call." And he turns over King 6 off. I'm like, "That's the line, huh? So King 4 off is not good enough, but King 6 is. Is that?"
That was his line, dude. Don't diss him, man. It's
No,
over
I didn't
5.
diss him. I didn't diss him. And when he hit, he said sorry. And I was like, Steve, don't ever say sorry when you win a hand, man. I would not be apologizing if I sent you to the rail.
And then Dutch.
He actually
then what'd
called
you
up
do?
his whole stack because I had 15 big blinds and he had 14 and a half big blinds.
But tell him what you did afterwards. Dutch pulled out his big jar of salt and poured it all over the table.
That's
Hun.
exactly what I did. And I just started slapping him.
No, he didn't. It sounded like he was a sweet kid.
He was
But
a sweet kid. He was a real sweetheart.
but I don't think I don't.
And I don't envy the heartbreak he has to look forward to.
Well,
because I think he's
Life is all about
just a
heartbreaks,
good
I
enough
suppose.
poker player to actually spend a few years doing it.
Yeah.
You know, just good enough where he's going to be kind of like one of these C-level grinders for a while, struggling and struggling and struggling and losing, and then eventually realize that he just wasted 5 or 6 years. Because I don't think he's going to be really working on improving his game in the right
Or
ways.
Dutch, he could be the next Phil Ivey.
He might be.
So at least
If he is, I'm
or
going to say Steve.
or your what's
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 up,
what's his
buddy?
name? What's his name? Yaga. What's his name? Gosh, Timo. Your crush. Evgeny.
Timoshenko.
Yeah, or Evgeny. You know, I mean,
Yeah, Yevgeny.
yeah,
He could be the next Yevgeny.
it could be.
He's not, though.
You don't, but you don't know.
This is how I know he's
Everybody
not. Let me
sucks.
tell you how I know he's
Everybody's gonna
not.
suck, dude. Did you know that? I think they did they did a study, or I saw it in a documentary about kids who
See if Jay Adultman makes a
kids
squeeze.
that have to work really hard to prove themselves actually do better, rather than kids that are naturally talented.
Is that right?
Yes.
Johnny Poker's thinking about doing it. He's thinking about making the shove. It's a pretty good flop for ace 7. 10-7-4. We have that mid pair with the pair of aces. Golden Boy firing
There's
another
nothing
full
wrong with playing
pot-sized
Zynga
bet.
poker, guys.
I'll make the full.
I'm just trolling. If you guys want to play Zynga poker, I think it's fun. Everybody should. It's the slot machines that you guys should stay away from. Those slot machine games.
I don't understand the appeal,
I don't either.
but some of those slot machine games, I mean, are some of the most popular games in the App Store. Jai Rule says, "Is there anything they could do to make Zynga Poker a more viable option? Better gameplay? Absolutely.
Add
Jai
money.
Rule. They could add prizes. You know, Zynga.
That'd be
Zynga
really
Poker,
cool if they added if you
big-
you can win like a
big
car or
free
something.
roll qualifier, yeah, where they could give away millions of dollars in prizes and have their big Zynga championship.
Oh, and that
every
would
year,
and that would probably really inject some business back into there.
Yeah, look, there's
People
no
still
question in
play.
my mind, Shai Rule. The future of poker is free poker. There's no question in my mind. You know, whether it looks like something like Zynga Poker with prizes or whether it looks like something like the Global Poker League, it's going to be free poker. You know, because the big problem with poker is that people lose.
Yeah.
You eliminate that, but still have the big upside.
It's too bad that
There's no
they could
reason why
never.
it can't be like Counter-Strike or Hearthstone or League of Legends, where you don't really see a lot of people losing their college tuition or losing their life savings, losing $250,000
Or running up a credit card or whatever.
at League of Legends.
And it's too bad it never caught on to the game show kind of universe.
Yeah, I mean,
You know, because all that stuff is like Price is Right. I mean, those people are just playing. They're just there at the studio audience and they're participating. They have all these sponsors
yeah.
for their stuff, and it's
But-
pretty
But
interesting to
corporate
see that
sponsors
stuff.
aren't going to come as long as people are losing money, as long as people are looking at it and saying, oh, that's a social negative.
Well, that's what I mean.
You
It's
know?
too bad that it never caught on
I'm
to the
not
game
saying
show
poker
world.
is a social negative. I'm saying that the argument is valid that it is. You
Because
know, so-
people are
because
charging their credit cards.
way more people are losing money than making money at poker.
Mm-hmm.
You eliminate that, and then you're going to start seeing, you know, actual corporate sponsorships where people are like, yeah, we can put money behind this because there's no downside. You know, and it's you know, these are people that we want to advertise to. You know, it's tough though because you eliminate the buy-in, and it's pretty hard to let's pop this up. It's pretty hard to actually get people. It's pretty hard to get an inspiring prize up top. Give him 2 pair. That's not going to do it. So J.L. Misiak making the call with Jack 4. He's supposed to make the call there. You know, he's got less than 4 big blinds. So when I make the shove, I mean, hell, Jack 4 could actually be ahead. I'm probably making that shove with a pretty wide range. So I'm the Rookie and the Vet says, how often do you play cash games live or online? Not as often as I really should, Rookie and the Vet. It's been a couple of weeks since the last time I played cash games. And yeah, Mo is better than Steele. I've definitely played with great players early in their career, like way early, where I looked at them, played with them, and realized that they had something special that was going to transcend the normal grinder.
They were going. They were the one. The AO or OA.
I'm usually right. I'm usually right when I'm like, wow, that is a guy.
But you've been wrong too, Dutch. I mean, come on.
Who?
I'm not gonna say any names. The guy that was at the tournament.
I've definitely been wrong about some players too, where I was like, this
Quite
guy
a
can't
few.
play his way out of a wet paper bag, and then
Quite a
he
few.
ends up like winning multiple bracelets and just
Yeah,
like,
there's a few of
surprising
them.
everybody. I'm like, wow. But I'm more
But-
like seeing a guy playing a 25-cent, 50-cent game. Johnny Monette is a good example.
But
where
he
I'm
had
like,
to work
this
at
guy
it,
is
though.
going to be one of the greats.
Yeah, but at the same time,
Timoshenko is a great example.
Yeah, but at the
This
same
guy is going to
time-
be one of the greats.
he like really worked really hard. You've seen him work really hard and throw things, and you've seen
This guy
his.
Steve that I'm talking about, he doesn't have that quality. He doesn't have it.
I don't. I
There was
don't. I
there
don't
was
think
a hand in
that's really
particular
fair.
where we were playing where he made, where he was in a situation where he has two pair on the end, and he's up against the nittiest nit at the table, and the nittiest nit leads into him where he would never lead into him if he didn't have two pair beat, and he decides to raise with his top two pair. Not paying attention to table image, not paying attention to what this guy actually could have here where he would lead into him on the river. It's an obvious just call here and hope that your two pair is good because the straights out there, the flush is out there. He decides to raise for value, and the guy shoves all in. And this is the nittiest nit. This guy checked on the river behind with top two pair, ace queen before on like an ace queen 9-7-3 board, no flush, and he's checking back because he's not sure if his top two pair is good. This is the nit who leads out into him and then shoves all in a situation where queen 10 is going to be the nut straight, and queen 10 of diamonds is going to be a flush. And Steve is sitting there shaking his head. He's like, I know you have queen 10 here. Gosh, I should have just called. I know you have queen 10. But I got a call. I call. And sure enough, the guy's got queen 10. And I'm like, okay, well, you made the right read. At least you made the right read. At least you made the right read, son. Whiskey Coyote. It's not true.
What's not true?
I'm not salt. XMO's not sugar.
I'm the sweet one.
Yeah.
I'm
That's just like
I'm
salt.
toxic though.
XMO's like sugar. Put them together.
And you got something gross to
You got
eat.
something gross. There was one time. Oh my gosh, my mom was in charge of a little Sunday school class one year, where she was teaching a bunch of 5-year-olds. And she was trying to teach him how just a little bit of how the Christian lesson of that week was how a little bit of sin can tarnish, and how a little bit of salt can spoil the taste of something sweet.
Mm-hmm.
And so she had a little example of she had a little example with she had a little bit of salt here and a little bit of sugar here, and she had them each taste it and then mix the salt with the sugar and taste it, and they're like, yeah, how does it taste? And she's like, okay. So now that we got that lesson out of the way, I made some lemonade. So she had made some lemonade, but when she was preparing her lesson, she was on chemotherapy at the time, so she had a little bit of chemo brain, and she mixed up the salt and sugar. So she actually made the lemonade with salt.
And didn't notice it.
She didn't mean to. She meant for the lemonade to be the reward after the refreshment at the end of the Sunday school lesson. So she's like, okay, well now that we got that out of the way, let's all have some lemonade. This old woman
That's a
with
very
chemo
sweet-
brain. And she pours them all a big glass of lemonade to your health. And all of a sudden they just start 5-year-olds
And that's what happens when you have too much salt.
thinking it's
So,
some sort of extension of the
gross.
lesson.
That's gross.
6 cups of salt in the lemonade. Oh my gosh. My poor mother and those poor 5-year-old kids.
I bet they never
Sunbeams.
forgot that lesson, though.
I bet they will never forget.
But they're good. I bet they're good
I bet they,
kids now.
they know a little bit of sin will
They're
ruin
like,
their
oh
lives."
God, I remember that. They probably get triggered every time they have lemonade.
Oh man. Oh, that's pretty generous of him, JD Cole. Max Pescatore selling his stud 2015 WSOP bracelet on eBay
For what?
for
Oh,
earthquake
that's
victims in
sweet.
Italy.
That's pretty awesome.
That's
I like
really
Max.
awesome. Oh, Max is the best.
Max is the best.
Not only is he the best player in Italy, but he's also really cool to hang out with and just really friendly and just.
He's really nice.
He's awesome.
Very talented too.
Yeah, he's super talented. Really good at those mixed games. Well, we've been folding and folding and folding. Now we actually have a huge hand.
Aces?
Queens.
Oh, that's an okay.
It's pretty damn good. This is where we hope that J-Chak decides that he has to call us with any two.
Do you just shove here or what?
Of course we shove. We only
Golden
have,
boy, huh?
5 bigs.
Yeah, good luck.
Thank you.
It's all quiet and serious. Oh, got a caller here. Golden Boy. Does Golden Boy call?
I would love Golden Boy to actually make the squeeze here.
Just shove him. Just reshove, huh?
Just reshove. Make the squeeze and turn over tens. That's what we want to see. And we got Golden Boy making the fold. Gotta dodge a 3-outer. Dodging the 3-outer. Thanks for the double up, J-Check.
Nice hand.
I would have called me too. And I definitely would have called you. So, nice hand.
Dutch Uno for rolls. Let's
Yeah,
do
I'm not
it.
gonna play Uno for rolls, Bitcoin poker. There's just not a chance.
You should play. We should play some Western game, Western Trail.
Great Western Trail.
For
I'm not betting
rolls.
on it though because I'm not very good at that game.
You think you're good?
Guys, we got some new followers. Thank you very much. Oh, by the way, we got Razor Clothing just followed. I just ordered one of their T-shirts.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it looks pretty good. I'm hoping that it feels really good too. I like that tri-blend, man. That tri-blend, 100% cotton. Ugh. Well, I'll still wear it at tournaments and stuff.
Salty lemonade.
Bony Fish, talking about Timoshenko. Timoshenko is one of the great all-time players. He won the WPT championship.
That's a lot of kids.
He won the Poker Stars Scoop main event, or was it W-Coop main event? Every single time I've seen him at a table, he is a force to be reckoned with, and he's scary as shit to play with. He's really, really, really good. Yeah. Also pretty polite. Polite and well-spoken. Easy to root for.
You want a little treat, Jim? Is that why you're following me?
Danny Lai, for example. That's another example of a player that, when I first ran into him, was playing super, super small stakes, and I knew that he was one of the greats. Now he has 6 bracelets. He's one of the most underrated poker players in the game. Nick Schulman is another example of that. Michelle J. Cosper. Another example of somebody who, when I was first made aware of, was playing super low stakes and, had that extra something.
That's right. I have it.
Pretty close to the money now.
Nice.
So, 12 and a half big blinds. What do you guys think? Any two to make the call and see a flop here? It's actually a pretty big chunk of our stacks. I'm going to make the fold.
I like Oregon Trail Karate Stick. Are we playing that right now? Are we playing Oregon Trail?
We have the card game. That
Oh
Oregon Trail
yeah,
card
that's
game.
a good game.
It's pretty good.
No, sorry, I have to reel back my saying that's a good game because that's freaking. It could have been a better game. For
Could've been
sure. Like it's kind of, it's all right. I mean, I died. Our friends died like the first roll, first card. Sarah died. Her first card she drew. She got bit by a spider or by a snake. But it's cute. I like the computer game Oregon Trail. You know they need to make a what is that game that we play?
Terraria?
Terraria Oregon Trail game. Where you're like traveling and you have to like
I'll tell you, if you came up with the mechanics of that game, that would probably be an easy licensing deal to put together.
yes.
And then you could kickstart that game.
It would be. And everyone would kickstart it and I would only want to get like $1,000, but then I would make $1 million.
Yeah.
Because everybody wants to see that game.
Too much demand, and then you'd have logistics problems with
And
fulfillment.
then we would be called
Everybody
scammer
would be talking
and then
about the biggest, the biggest letdown on Kickstarter.
yeah, and then I'd be on like a whole bunch of cool.
I was only prepared for 17 backers. All right, pocket eights, 10.5 big blinds. It's a shove.
What do you have your eights?
Stay golden, pony boy. Yeah, pocket eights. Increase our stack by 20% if everyone folds. This is where we hope J-Chat calls with sixes. Johnny Poker making the call with worse. Let's hold. That's not good. Looking for an 8 or a 9.
Ah.
That sucks. All right, so now we're down to 2.5 big blinds.
Oh, but we're still in. That's good.
Yeah, well,
That's good. We're still in. I thought we
That's
were
good.
done.
We are still
I thought
in.
I would have to play my Terraria.
I don't know.
Build
if,
my world.
I mean, I think that it's probably a call on Johnny Poker's part. He's got he had 7 bigs, and he's making the call for all of his chips. You know, if
That's
he
a good
knows,
hand suited,
yeah,
right?
instant suited is good. The problem is that it's like, what is he hoping that we have? A weaker ace? I don't think that I'm shoving as hard as we are with a weaker ace there. He's kind of hoping that we have a pocket pair. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't think we're supposed to be making the shove here. We have 0 fold equity. I think we're better off just making the call on the big blind with random. So JD Cole 72 says, when can we start donating for the HBT viewing party? You can start supporting that right now. We have a Patreon link up. So I'm gonna go ahead and link the Patreon right here.
Yeah, I really want you to do video. I want guys be his Patreon. I really want him to see him be put to work.
Yeah, let me tell you,
make
if
some
I knew
videos.
this was going to be the action, I would have been making the shove, because we'd make the shove, we'd get the call, we'd get the squeeze, and we might have been in a position to, like, 5-tuple up,
What do you have here?
quintuple up against Johnny Poker's ace queen or
Oh.
ace king. Bitcoin Poker 76. Someone says, I didn't want to play pots against you in the middle of the hand. What's your read on that? Usually I think that just means they didn't want to play pots against me. So yeah, we can be results oriented and be like, oh well, good thing we folded. I don't know if it's a fold or not, honestly, you guys. I feel like it's a fold. I feel like we're better off just taking the big blind here
Oregon Trail.
than making a shove with 9 high when we've got 0 fold equity. All right. So we got V Adultman. Oh man, look at this. Somebody squeeze. Come on, Johnny Poker, make the shove. Come on, Golden Boy, make the shove.
Oh, you're going all in here, huh?
Yeah.
Sounds like we missed.
No, we missed good.
What do you have?
8-4.
You have
You
$76.
gonna laugh at that?
Sorry, dude.
Jeez.
I thought you at least had a grand.
No, we got nothing.
I mean, V Adultman, are you really just gonna let him just bet 100? It's fine. It's okay, Dutch. Oh, it's gonna suck, dude.
We're drawing dead.
I know. What do you have? 8-4.
We're drawing completely stone cold dead. We've got no outs.
This is horrible. You folded.
Yeah, as I folded. Like an 8 or a 4 is not going to do anything for us. We're drawing stone cold dead. Doesn't matter that we're getting 270 to 1. You know how much pot odds you need to have if you're drawing stone cold dead?
I don't even understand what just happened.
What just happened is we folded.
Do you feel
for
like 76 is a
more
good number? The 76 is going to do
because
it?
we were drawing dead.
Okay. Did you call there with the
We called
8-4?
pre-flop, yeah. Because we're getting 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and 11 to 1 to make the call. So, yes, we called there. And then
I hope you
we
have an
left
ace.
with
That's all right. You're actually ahead.
pretty good flop. Pretty good turn. Really shitty river.
Oh.
So we're chopping that.
Oh, damn. But look, it's increasing. That sucks. Fuck. Okay. It's all right. This is it. This is the good hand right here.
This is our call any hand.
Yeah. You know what? I eat my words. Did the right thing.
We did do the right thing.
Yeah, I just said
I
it.
mean,
I eat my words.
It was
What do you
the
have
right
here?
call.
Are you gonna fold? You can fold, right? Is there antes right now?
We can't fold. We already have 250 in there.
Oh.
And,
8. 8.
5 would be good too. We'll take
5.
a 5 or an 8. No. GG.
Valiant effort.
Thank you. So 25th out of 172 guys. Looking back, where did it all go wrong? Well, it went wrong with the pocket 8s when we made the shove and got called with ace 10 and lost that flip. Did we play it wrong? No. You know, you just get it in as good as you can when you're in that spot. Maybe we could have found some better spots to make 3-bet bluffs, or maybe we could have been a little bit more active against the blinds. But I'm not really sure if there's like a point where we could look back and say, "Oh, that was a huge mistake." Maybe we should have made the shove with a 9-7 suited. You know, maybe instead of waiting for the big blind.
I don't know.
I don't think so.
I mean, it's
when you've got 2 big blinds in front of you, and the only way that should ever happen is if if you get your stack in against a slightly smaller stack. That's the only way you should ever get as short as we were, because otherwise you should be making those open shoves pre-flop before you let yourself get down to 6 bigs or 7 bigs where you have questionable fold equity. You know, so the only way that you should be getting down to 2 big blinds and have that be a decision is if you get yourself in a spot like we did against Johnny Poker, where we made the shove and he made the call with slightly less. So then we have 2 bigs and we're looking at 9-7 suited. Is that under the gun? Is that the shove? I don't think so. I think you're better off, since you have 0 fold equity and you are not likely to be ahead against the random hand in the big blind that will call you, let alone the rest of the whole table. I think that you're much better off waiting for the random hand in the big blind and making the call there. And then, how it worked out, we were in a spot where we were getting 11 to 1 to make the call with 8-4. So that was the right call. When we completely whiff and then have a big bet on the turn and a big call on the turn, then we can safely go ahead and say we are drawing to 0 outs. We have 0% equity here. We'll save the 76. That would have been one of those epic comebacks.
I really wish that we could have been a part of that. Maybe next time. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe
Hopefully
tomorrow.
No.
we can get really low to $2, 2 chips.
I don't
but
like
then
making
you'll
those
double it
epic
up,
comebacks.
double it
That
up,
means
double
that
it
we're,
up. You should be good
really,
at that.
really
You
low.
should be good at the epic comebacks, Judge. That's what you should specialize in.
I guess so.
That's your specialty.
Okay, guys, we'll be back tomorrow night, 7 p.m. sharp. Make sure to click on the follow button. Check out the Patreon page. I linked to it a couple times. It's right there.
Yeah, we want to get some sponsors on him,
stream
so
chat.
he'll get on making his videos.
Yeah, I
this
mean,
week.
I can't promise that we're ever going to see another HBT viewing party or poker clinic unless we get a few people who are actually willing
Interested
to
in it, yeah.
support it. Because without support, it just means there's no interest. But we do have some pretty cool rewards over there on Patreon. If you are at the $20 level, then that means that when we do the HBT viewing parties, you're actually going to be on the Discord chat watching it and talking about it live with us on the stream, not in chat, in actual live.
Which is going to be really
voice
cool,
chat.
being part of Discord, you know?
Yeah, it's going to be great. We got a Discord partnership
So you
this
guys,
week.
yeah, and you guys should,
And,
if you guys are on PC, you guys should download Discord. It's kind of cool.
Yeah. And the poker clinic videos are going to be much better, guys. I'm going to be actually, making cool video cuts and making much smoother, professionally created
And
videos.
you guys should critique him to
Rather
tell him
than
how
that.
he can improve, because I'm sure
Yeah.
that'll be good for you to
Yeah.
learn, because it's a learning process.
You guys can offer suggestions, but
Yeah.
so definitely check out the Patreon page and support those if you want to see those come back.
And then tomorrow we'll be on it.
7
7.
p.m. Make sure to click on the follow.
Do you want
Thanks
to play?
all the
Do
subs.
you want to play a game with me? Maybe. Do you want to play on stream? Do you want to stream a game?
Not tonight.
You don't want to play a board game with me?
No, not tonight.
I always try to put him on the spot, and he never ever gets it.
Michelle's thinking about dipping her toes into the streaming world on Wednesday. We'll see if that actually.
We'll see if I actually get up for it.
Stream starts Wednesday.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I don't know. I don't know what game to play yet.
No, I don't want to stream anything. I just want to play with you. Just play some video games with you or watch a movie with you.
I guess.
We saw a wonderful movie this weekend called The Passengers.
No, the other one, the one with Meryl Streep. That wasn't that good.
Florence
of a
Foster
movie.
Jenkins.
That was a wonderful movie.
Florence Foster Jenkins was a wonderful movie. Passengers was a very uncomfortable movie.
I didn't like
because
Passengers.
The whole premise and
Stalker, dude.
the premise in the end were very uncomfortable and made me, not really.
I didn't like the characters.
Yeah,
the
it
character.
didn't make me really feel invested. In
I liked the
characters.
actors. Didn't like the characters.
I loved the scenery and the setting.
And
I'm
the
such
premise.
a sucker for sci-fi. I loved the special effects, and I thought the android bartender was maybe the best android we've seen in a
Ever.
movie ever.
Ever.
He was just amazingly
He looked
good.
human. They did a good job making the android look human.
They did. No, but he acted really well as an android.
What do you mean acted? It was an android.
Yeah.
That's right.
Okay, guys, thanks so much. Really appreciate you guys being
It's very
here.
windy here in Vegas, JD.
And hopefully we'll see you tomorrow. Click on the follow button. Subscribe if you want to support the stream. Thanks for the cheers. And you guys are just all
And the
awesome.
bits.
We'll see you later.